tale of Zaka's ladies. Yes, they got to the final and they broke our hearts. They apologized, but we're proud of them because they did a great job. They flew the flag of Azakas and Ghana, and we were happy to see them perform at that high level. Hopefully next time they'll take it to the next level and win and bring the trophy home. But so far we're so proud of them. So that's a conversation that you want to look forward to. Our friends from the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints who want to light the world. What are they going to use? You will find out on this show. We've got all your big headlines for you in headlines, and the Northern Development Summit has a couple of developments that Thelma will be talking about, and that's something we want to look forward to. And what about mentorship for teenagers? Val sits down with her guests to do exactly that. There's a lot in the trends. Some young man, goal scorer, is very happy because his boss has bought him something nice, and you'll find out in the trend. So let me see if Thelma is around and she can talk to you as well. Thelma, you did it.
I did for you 24/7, Cav. Good morning and welcome to Breakfast on GTV. This show is made possible by Awake Purified Mineral Water, Shield Acrylic Paint, and Adonko Next Level Energy Drink. Low fat anti-malarial medication will be partnering us for the health check of the show. And of course, we have Cheesy Pizza also partnering, and Airtel Tigo will be responsible for the lighter side of the breakfast table. We are streaming live on Facebook. We are also streaming live on YouTube. You can join our conversations via our Twitter and Instagram pages as well using the hashtag GTV Breakfast. Very shortly, we'll be bringing you the social media trends, but we'll start off with our wisdom nugget. Of course, Kaf has told you all that you have to expect on the show today. We'll be keeping an eye around the Achimota overhead area, and also we'll be going to Teshi to revisit some of the old sites that we've been to. Let's see if the message is coming across. Let's see if the answers are being given, or if any of the situations that we have raised on the Keep an Eye platform have caught the attention of authorities and we are getting results, because we have got results for some communities, and very soon we'll be coming to a community near you. So give us a message if there is an issue of importance that you want us to raise, and we will be there. Kaf?
All right. Okay. So Dr. Kofi Osei Kusi has two words for you in his wisdom nugget. He says, please shine. Good morning. Welcome.
Good morning. Good morning to you. Good to see you again on the wisdom nugget for the day. And nugget a day keeps their problems away. Today, I'm here to ask you, please, I want a favor from you. I need a favor from you. Please shine. Shine. Go out there and shine. The world is too dark, and many people need light. Imagine living in a part of the world where there isn't much light. I don't know if you have lived in the North Pole before or in the South Pole. I haven't lived there before, but I have a good friend who owns a restaurant closer to the North Pole, and he doesn't go there every single time of the year. He goes there for only a few months in a year, because it's only a few months in a year where they seem to get a bit of light, a bit of sun over there. And for those few months of the year, they really have to maximize the time, because for most of the rest of the year, it's all dark. The world is full of darkness, not just in the North Pole or in the South Pole. Emotional darkness, financial darkness, maybe even spiritual darkness. But this is too much of a dark world. And what people need is a little bit of light. What people need is a little bit of sunshine. I'm not talking about the physical sunshine, but I'm talking about the human sunshine. You can be the light to somebody else. You can be the sun to somebody else. You can be the smile. You can be the reason for someone to smile. A lot of people are going through pain. People are going the pain of divorce, the pain of loss of jobs, the pain of loss of loved ones, the pain of loss of property, maybe loss of business, loss of opportunities. Many people are going through pain. And today, you could be the sunshine to that person. Instead of adding some pain to somebody else's life, I'm sorry to say, please, why not decide that when we see someone in pain, that we're going to try and be a little bit of light to that person by some word of encouragement, some positive word, maybe by a hug, maybe by a visit, maybe by a phone call, maybe by sending mobile money or sending a little bit of money to put a smile on somebody's face. When you make somebody's life shine, you can never ever be in darkness. Because remember, there is always going to be a day where you're going to experience some level of darkness. And if you have invested so much light in other people, it's certainly going to come back to you. Have a fabulous day as you shine, as you glow, and as you be the best version of yourself, adding value and sunshine and beauty to the lives of all the people around you. Have a super day. I'll see you again on the Wisdom Nugget for your day.
Thanks for staying on. Let's look into our social media trends. Alan Mourinho's boy is still trending. In case you missed yesterday's trends, Afena Jan, who plays for AS Roma, 18-year-old teenager from Ghana, he was playing his third Roma game. Mourinho had promised him a pair of boots, and he came through with that promise. We saw the video flying around social media, and the look on his face, it's just pure joy, isn't it, Kaf?
I hear the boots cost like $100.
What kind of boots cost 800? I mean, I don't know how much
boots,
football boots cost.
Yeah.
They're trying to tell me what kind of boot it is, but
the brand was on the box.
Balance something. Wow. I mean, I want a pair of those to put that kind of smile on my face.
It comes with ready-made socks. You know, the socks are already attached to it. You check that.
So he came off the bench, I think 70-something minutes, and he scored 2 goals.
Yes.
Including one in the stoppage, the very last final kick of the game. And so the brace put Roma ahead, collected all 3 points at stake in that game against Genoa. And the teenager, really, really excited. He shared his excitement with fans. He told Mourinho before the game he would make him proud. And I think he did.
This is when, if you didn't wear correct socks, you'll be exposed. You know? He took off the old shoes, and then his socks are good. I was just praying, Charlie, good socks, good socks, good socks.
Look at those shoes. I mean, they fit him like a glove.
It comes with socks on it, you know. Why buy socks when you can buy a shoe which has socks on it?
Listen. So, early days of the relationship yet, so we'll see how far they go in that partnership. But definitely. People are already saying Afinajan should be called to the Black Stars, and
My
he
Ghana
will
people,
score
you
goals
don't
for
push
us.
too much.
And do we? But we just want wins, really. People just want to see Ghana win something major. I haven't seen the Black Stars win anything major in my lifetime.
Yes, yeah.
And I've been around a few years
Yeah,
at the very least.
yeah.
So
They
we
owe us a
just
win
want to
now.
put our best foot forward.
They owe us a win. Next year will be 40 years.
Oh.
We'll win next year. You know why?
Why?
You know, Moses and his guys roamed the desert for 40 years.
Oh, this is not the kind of analysis I draws and beats.
We are winning the AFCON.
Draws and somebody wins by 2 goals and we score by 5, then we qualify.
Charlie, we are winning. We are a very spiritual country, and that
Imagine.
40 years are symbolic.
Does ways and means spirituality, does it
No,
win
it's
games?
40 years. We are winning the AFCON. We mark it here today, 23rd of November 2021. I predict that we're winning the AFCON.
Okay. And let's hope the South Africans, your good friends,
Just say an amen. Say amen. We are winning the AFCON. We are winning.
They won't come for you.
We're winning this
They will say, oh, you're not our friend anymore on social media. So yes, Afinajan living the dream. Another Ghanaian star living the dream is Stonebwoy. You were telling me the story this morning about how he won an Afrima.
Yes, that's his 4th one.
Wow.
It's a dancehall king. You know, there he is.
Wow. So
looking all snazzy and yeah.
And we are told that he's sold out the O2 Arena in London as well.
Academy, yeah.
Good times for the artist. Good times for the artist.
Champion.
So another one in the bags for Stonebwoy, and I'm excited. I mean, there's a lot that you see our Ghanaian acts doing, and it's just amazing. The gifts that keeps on giving. Every Ghanaian who makes a good name for Ghana anywhere in the world, I mean, deserves commendation, and this is certainly one of them. So, yeah, the controversies between him and Aisha also continuing, but we won't get into that. Key thing for us is that he won the award, and he has he has a show coming up. Okay. And everyone is excited to see what comes up. At the O2 Arena.
Academy.
Yep.
O2 Academy, Islington, London.
O2 Academy, okay. So this should be nice. I'm looking forward to seeing videos of it on social media, so we see how the concert went. Oh, that should be awesome. That should be awesome. But then there's a science and maths quiz. The National Science and Maths quiz is ongoing, and already the cities that are trending. Kumasi is trending because of Uwas and Prempeh College.
Ooh,
and
this
you
is
know.
deadly. This is
So
deadly
there's a what they are calling the local derby. So KNUST SHS, good morning, Class P de la Raso, Prempeh College, and Opokuwari. So they are all through to the semi-finals of the National Science and Maths quiz, and you should see the bragging on social media. CAF.
Yes.
I didn't attend any of these schools. Obviously, yesterday we all find out that I went to Temasco. So KNUST SHS, Prempeh, Opokuwari, who do you think will make the cut?
All I know is that one Kumasi team is going to get to the final. That man,
no doubt, no doubt about it.
I mean, this is a serious knockout.
No doubt about that at all. Because at the end of the day, they are all representing their schools creditably, and we'll see who comes up on top. So that is today at 4:30 p.m. I'll be monitoring that very, very closely. Of course, the National Science and Maths quiz, very, very popular across the country, and I believe it will be streaming live on their Facebook and also on their YouTube platform. So let's all watch, and then we'll see. My school is not there.
So you don't have any emotions invested?
So no emotional investment.
You can just watch.
But hey, I mean, great kudos to the lads who are in there, who are representing their schools creditably. We wish you well, and maybe tomorrow we'll come and we'll have cause to tease one of you.
2 of them.
Oh no, but if you are second,
well.
But my former school will say Kpekpelo. If you are Kpekpelo, then we'll tease you a bit.
That's all. That one is
small pay. But then you see, the fact that you even made it there is a win. Okay, semi-finals. Some people didn't even make it anyway. Some people's names are not on the board.
Charlie.
So kudos to you. Yesterday we asked a cheesy quiz, and for a chance to win yourself some delicious pizza from Cheesy Pizza, we asked you a question, and if you sent us the correct answer first, you stood the chance of winning. We asked you, what can you see once in a minute, twice in a moment, and never in 1,000 years? What can you see once in a minute, twice in a moment, and never in 1,000 years? And we're looking for the letter M. The answer we were looking for is the letter M. So if you got that right and you sent those answers to us fast, our top 3 winners, Kakra Samoa from Accra, James Frimpong from Tema Community 4, and Francis Wilberforce Egbeko from Ho in the Volta region. Kakra Samoa from Accra, James Frimpong from Tema Community 4, and Francis Wilberforce Egbeko from Ho in the Volta region. So you are our winners for our cheesy quiz question yesterday. The team will be in touch with you and you can pick up your vouchers for a chance to win some delicious pizza from Cheesy Pizza.
Do you know
Remember,
the Kakra Samuel who just won?
Nope.
Sure. He's a lawyer.
Is
the
he?
communications director for the NDC.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
We're getting some fans.
I looked at the picture and I saw, that's the guy. Yeah.
That's him.
Sure.
Go figure.
Who don't like pizza?
Everybody. Apparently, we all like pizza.
We all like pizza, man. Hashtag who don't like pizza.
Hashtag give us all vouchers.
Yeah, they're watching. We thank you for your eyeballs. Keep watching. Keep watching.
You. Thank you all for sending. Look, sometimes people even send questions at 9 a.m. and they keep sending. I have responded to the question, but you send the answer at 9. Good, guys, you have to send it really early. As soon as we finish asking the question, you send, and if it's correct, you stand the chance of winning. We pick the first 3 answers that are correct. Who sent us the answers first? So that's how you stand the chance of winning a voucher from us to get some pizza from Cheesy Pizza. Any of the branches across the city, you can get some from there. Remember, the show is made possible by Adonko Next Level Energy Drink, Shoulder Acrylic Paint, and Awake Purified Mineral Water. Lufat is partnering us as well as Cheesy Pizza and, of course, Airtel Tigo. It's time for a break. We'll be right back with more conversations on the football management, Northern Development Summit, and so much more to look forward to. You don't want to miss it. We'll be back.
All right. So we're going to have a sit down with the Hazakas ladies. So it's time with the ladies, the CEO, the captain, and the player of the tournament. So
they were great.
It's a
they were great
affair right here on GTV Breakfast. So that's what's happening in a short while. You stay with us. Don't go anywhere. Cry.
Live from GBC Studio 1, this is the Breakfast Show.
And they call me UJ. When you need a shoulder to cry, run on my pampas, so we try our suicide. Let bygone be bygone. I didn't see what the bottom go do, we go straight to stardom. And I'll take you to the next level. Oh my baby, oh yeah, yeah, yeah. The energy next level. But baby, oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I'll take you to the next level. Oh my baby, oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Adonko Next Level. Excessive drinking can be detrimental to health. Not recommended for persons under 18 years, lactating mothers, pregnant women, and people sensitive to caffeine. This advertisement has been vetted and approved by the FDA.
From 1921 to 2021, the journey to our centenary has been amazingly worthy. Azar Group is 100 years and continues to achieve greatness.
Main brands which were in the company are Azar Tex, which is an emulsion paint, Texture paints, which we were the first people to produce it in Ghana, and Azar Gloss, which is oil paint. We were the first people to produce the carpenter's glue. Now we have new products like silicone paint.
Join Azar Group celebrate 100 years and to create another brilliant 100 years together.
Looking to pamper yourself and family these coming holidays with leisure trip to Dubai? Well, Adansi Travels, your leading travel agency in Ghana, got you covered with their mouth-watering offers to Dubai this festive period. Join Adansi to Dubai on either 21st to 28th December or 27th December to 3rd January for an unforgettable lifetime experience. Get the chance to experience the amazing city of Dubai skyline, the dune bashing at the desert safari, the private cruise at Dubai Marina, or discover the child in you at Laguna Water Park. This package with a starting price of 9,500 Ghana cedis covers your flight, hotel, visa, tours, travel insurance, COVID tests, and a day trip to Dubai Expo to celebrate with millions of people from over 190 countries. Call us on 0556 310 404 or 0595 500 817 or visit www.adansitravels.com to book your package. Adansi Travels, few lives beat.
I am 7 years old. Beep, beep, beep. I am 4 years old.
We are 12 years old.
It's been 1 year since I started my antiretroviral treatment.
You can live a long, productive life with antiretroviral treatment. With antiretroviral treatment, HIV-positive expectant mothers can have healthy HIV-negative babies. Go to the nearest health center, test and know your HIV status. If you are positive, ask about antiretroviral treatment and you will receive help. Antiretroviral treatment is your only option for a long and fulfilling life.
This advert is brought to you by the Ghana AIDS Commission and Ghana Health Service.
I swore an oath on 7th January to be faithful and true to the Republic of Ghana. And that is exactly what I'm doing in the fight against Galamsey.
Yenjai, yenjai, Galamsey. Yenjai, yenjai, Galamsey. Yenjai, 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 yenjai. Yenjai, yenjai, Galamsey, say Ghana. Ghana, my Emrina so Galamsey, SSA, Jayo, my Enkambum, na ye mine say, and say I pebre. Yenjai, yenjai, Galamsey. Yenjai, yenjai, Galamsey. Yenjai, 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 yenjai. Yenjai, yenjai, Galamsey, say Ghana. Galamsey, yes you are say oh. Galamsey and forest I say oh. Galamsey in call for ewu. Say a bunch of wow bedem. Yenjai, yenjai, Galamsey. Yenjai, yenjai, Galamsey. Yenjai, 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 yenjai. Yenjai, yenjai, Galamsey, say Ghana. Ye my Ghana, ye shaman in seo. Ye my Ghana, ye shaman in seo. Ye my Ghana, ye shaman in seo. Galamsey master. Galamsey master. Galamsey master. Galamsey master. Galamsey master.
Ghanaian champions were unbeaten in the competition until the 2-0 loss to Mamelodi Sundowns in the final. That notwithstanding, midfielder Evelyn Bedu, whose contribution was phenomenal, ended as the tournament's top goal scorer with 5 goals and the best player. Again, the stellar performances by the team also saw 4 players, Evelyn Bedu, Doris Buedua, Perpetual Ejikum, and Captain Janet Ejiri, being named in the tournament's best 11 team.
I'll say that I am happy, even though wishes are not horses. I would have loved to be here with the trophy to make Ghanaians happy, because bringing the trophy to me meant togetherness as Ghanaians. It would have brought us together much more, but unfortunately we couldn't bring it. All the same, I think that the ladies did very well for still raising the image of Ghana and very high.
I feel great, and at the same time I was kind of disappointed. Our aim was to win the trophy, but all the same, we did our best, so I feel great.
Women football is developing. If you compare Ghana, our development in terms of women football and the teams that we met, we are last. So for us, Hazakers, to be able to get there, it means we did something right. And with a little push, we'll go far.
Yep, with a little push, we'll go far. I'm happy because not only do I spend time with the ladies, Val and T, but today I'm spending time with other ladies as well. It makes me really happy. The Hazakas ladies are in the house, fresh from Cairo, and I have with me the CEO of the team, Evelyn Sari Owusu, and she's flanked by the captain, Janet Ejiri, and the player of the tournament, top goal scorer, Evelyn Badu. Ladies, good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, welcome back home.
Thank you.
And we're so proud of you.
Thank you so much.
Yes, I'll start with CEO first. When the referee blew the whistle and you knew that, well, now you can't win this tournament, how did you feel?
When the game started, 10 minutes into the game, I realized that something was not right. Because I knew my team. I knew how they put their passes together. So I realized that my midfield was not clicking, and she is at the midfield. So I just told myself that whatever happens, we have come far. So that was how come when the whistle went off to the end, I said, thank you, God. Glory be to you. That's how far you have brought us, and we are grateful.
In all things we give thanks.
In all things we give thanks.
Okay. Evelyn, you said the midfield wasn't clicking. What happened? What happened? It's too painful to think about it. Okay, I'll spare you for now.
In fact, they knew her because 2 goals, 2 matches, she had 4 goals.
Yes.
So she was flanked by about 2-3 defenders. So whenever you give a pass, they are there. So obviously, you should not be able to do something.
Captain.
Yes, bro.
You're welcome and congratulations.
Thank you.
This is not what we wanted, but we're happy that you got to the final and you have the silver medals around your neck. You can show that to your grandchildren 40, 50 years from now. How do you feel?
I feel great, and at the same time, I'm honored to lead the team. It was our greatest wish to win this first edition.
Yes.
And unfortunately, we couldn't win it. But I feel proud of myself leading the team to the final. So I feel so proud of myself.
Okay. And there was I read somewhere that there was some dance that you wanted to do if you had won that dance. I hope you still did that dance, though. Even though you were number 2. Did you do the dance?
No.
You didn't do it?
Yes.
But you won't, before we finish, you will show me how to do that dance. At least here. Okay?
I think
she's the dancer.
Yes, please.
Evelyn was leading the
She was the dance captain. All right, so you are the player captain, she's the dance captain.
Yes, please.
Where do we go from here, Mrs. Asari Owusu?
As I said in my interview yesterday, we need a support. We have been to Morocco, and when you look at their structures, they want to do something.
Describe what happens in Morocco.
In Morocco, they have about 10 pitches around the same area. They have a structure that at the national level, they have under 15. I think it starts from under 13. Under 15, they have under 20 before the senior national team. And before you can put a senior national team together, you need the clubs. The clubs are going to be put together to make a national team. So why not government coming on board? Maybe we have companies that are under government, the agencies. Okay, let me take NLA. NLA, pick Hazakes ladies. Help them. If you can put them somewhere, give them jobs. We train in the morning and in the evening. The girls will go to work in the morning, and then in the evening, they have their training.
Well, they are part-time footballers. They are not full-time.
They are full-time, but elsewhere people are working. And we don't have much money to be paying them. And then our CAF is saying that it should be professional. They should be paid every month. And then you have to show the details that we are paying them. And we don't have money. It is one person who has put in money together. Nana being 8, and how long can he continue doing this? So the government should come to our aid. Gone are the days we have Gattel having a team, so that they go to work, they pay them, and then they do the work. Government cannot put together a team on his own unless we pick the players from the clubs. So government giving money to the teams, pushing them, maybe wherever we have a premier team, one astroturf, so that we can get a very good place to train. I mentioned Morocco because I went there, and they have everything. Even their medical center is almost like Onvanoche.
For real?
Yes. I went there with you, right? Under 20. We went there last year, March. They have everything in place. So when you are within this environment and you are working, you feel good. And obviously, you can't do anything but developing. So we need to sit down with the government. In fact, one of his policies that we like most as people within women football is the free SHS. Women football is entirely different thing as compared to the men. You pick them from the villages, you need to take them to school. You pay their school fees, you feed them from morning, breakfast, dinner. Where are we getting this money? I am a teacher, I am a lecturer. I have my own team. Apart from being Hazake CEO, I have a team, a Division 1 team based in Ashanti region. You have given them 3 bedrooms. You pay light bill, you pay water, you give them food when they are sick. So many things. But we are doing this so that the government will get a national team when there is a call. So why not government coming together? District assemblies are there. We are in Takrade. Okay, Takrade municipal, take Hazakes ladies. Every month their food and then their transportation. Transportation has always been a problem. That is why we can't play National League. Because traveling from Takrade to Tamale, you go and sleep there 2 nights before the game. After the game, you have to sleep. It's a whole lot.
So maybe if you had an airline sponsor, they can just fly you from Takrade to Tamale.
Perfect. From Takrade to Tamale, you play your game. Even the same day, you can come back. Look at how women football is progressing everywhere. When you go to Europe, they started this Champions League so many years ago, and we have now started. It is a step in the right direction. I will not say we are late, but let's do and do it well.
What is the state of the league right now for women?
We used to have 16 league, but now the teams are 20, and it is in zones. You have northern sector and southern sector. So when we are done, the first in the north, and then from the south they will meet. That's how come we met with Ampem Dakwen, we beat them. And we are representing Ghana again. But we want to get it right before we go there. We didn't know. Now we know what is there. So I think we have to start from today. And I believe that, I keep saying government. The GFA alone cannot do it. The GFA alone cannot do it. But if government is having structures for us, being given the teams to the municipal, district and metropolitan assemblies for them to be giving us as part of their corporate social responsibility. And then government should also have stakeholder engagement with the teams and then with the private sector, the corporate institutions, so that they can also adapt the team. And here we'll be able to go far.
Okay. I'm seeing pictures of your action in Egypt. So these are...
this is Evelyn.
This is Evelyn, yes.
Yes.
Yeah. So this was the medal
and she
ceremony.
was crying.
Oh.
And they were all crying.
Yes. Because of course you aim high. You didn't want to go
and we had a very good team. I think the coach did the needful. The coach did extremely well. Chabalala did a great job. I think she had followed us even when playing the league. Even though we did same to him, but maybe his tactics worked on that day. And they are a very good side. Yeah. They are a very good side, and the team is owned by CAF president.
Wow.
Yes, so that's why I'm saying my team did well. Before the game, he went to their hotel, promised them of $14,000 each. It's a lot of money, right? And how much did we promise them? How much?
Why are you laughing? We want to know.
So, for them going all out without even telling them anything, giving them anything, they have done well.
They've done well. We're really proud of you. Are you afraid that the big women's teams around the world will come and come and take Janet away, come and take Evelyn away?
Oh, even from day one. After finishing our first game and Evelyn scoring 2 goals, 3 points, they started coming. They started coming to our hotel, calling you, so many messages. I don't know, maybe they are thinking that after today we will not have a Hazakes team again. Because they are taking about 8 players from our team. Meanwhile, we have a Super Cup.
Will you sell the players?
It will be a management decision. But there are some who have served the team for so many years. So if it happens that 1 or 2 should go, I don't think we will mind so much. But we have to have a meeting.
Let me speak to the ladies. So, if any team should come for you today, what team would you like to play for? I mean, yes, Hazakes is there, but if you're looking internationally, which team do you want to play for ladies football?
Barcelona.
Straight up. Barcelona, eh? You want to play for Barca ladies. All right. And Janet, how about you?
My greatest wish is to play for Chelsea ladies.
Chelsea ladies?
Yes, please.
Wow. Madam CEO, have they come knocking? We want to know the level of interest. I mean, this is a really good team. We could have won this tournament.
Now teams have knocked our door from France. And then I think we've had 2 from Belarus. And a few of them. As I said, it will be a management decision.
So for training and the things that you do, so do you share the facilities with the men's team?
Yes, okay. we do. We play our games at the Jendu Park. And we train at
Hazakes Park.
We have Hazakes Park that way.
Oh, okay.
You see, one thing that really pains me that we didn't bring the trophy. I wanted to use the trophy. I wanted to amortize the trophy. So maybe because of the trophy, they can put together a pitch for us.
Yes.
So that we can do it well. When people are coming for our games, they pay small money. I think in Ghana, it's only Jendu, Indum Sports Stadium and that of the stadium at the park at Techimai.
Okay.
As for Techimai, Nanamea Park, they will pay, even if it's 10 cedis, they will pay and watch the women, yes. Okay. Apart from that, we play no money, no gate fees. At first, it was even difficult having people coming watching your match. But I believe with the performance, with what we have done in Egypt, people will come and watch the Super Cup that will be starting on Thursday.
Okay. And who are you playing?
We are playing Lady Strikers on Friday. We are tired. And the nation is also taking 6 players from us. 6 players will be going to the national camp either this evening or tomorrow morning. Everyone is included. Under 20.
Under 20s, okay.
And then 2 are going to under 17, so 8 players. I don't know how we are going to play the Super Cup, but we'll manage.
What's your total player strength? How many players do you have?
30 players.
Okay.
But the regular ones are the ones, you can have 40. Now, the club license policy is that you register 40, but 30 should be seniors and then 10 from under 15, under 20. So we have 50, under 15, 10 players. And then the senior team 30, and 8 are going. And the 8 are starters.
Hey.
Yes. When you look at our lineup, you see the 8 starters.
They're there. Yeah.
They are going to Pram, but we can't say anything because
no, that's the price of success.
Call.
You are good.
Yes.
And so people will want good things. Who don't like good things?
Yes, but what about, we don't want to be beaten.
Exactly so.
Look at where we have gotten to, and you come and they beat you just like that.
Yes, and now people are also aiming to beat you because you are on top there.
That is our problem, but what can we do? We have to allow them to go, because in women football, they only get something when they go to take part in the national activities.
Okay.
So we'll let them go.
All right. I want you to give me your final words. Our player of the tournament, Evelyn. Sorry, yes, two Evelyns actually. Yes. Evelyn and Evelyn. What message do you have for people of Ghana? And you can speak Fanti if you want.
Okay, I thank them for their support since day one.
Since day one.
When we went to Cairo. We really appreciate them. Although we have disappointed them, but next time we're going to be okay and well for Ghana.
And you win. Yeah. Who's your favorite midfielder in the world? The one you look up to, man or woman?
Iniesta.
Iniesta. Why?
I like the way he plays. He swings his passes, supports everything.
So Iniesta is the number one.
Yeah.
All right. Janet, who's your favorite player?
Sergio Ramos.
Sergio Ramos?
Yes, please.
You like Bugapa? You like Buga?
They call me aggressive, so.
They call you aggressive?
Yes, please.
So when the person comes, you clear her without getting a card?
Yes.
Are there ways of clearing somebody without getting a card?
Yes, please.
I want to show me.
So, do you have ball?
Do I have a ball? Yeah, you need a ball. So if I'm coming, then what will you do?
Calculation. You have to do your calculation where don't miss the ball, and at the same time don't miss
the player.
So if I'm coming, and you want to clear me, get up. Show me. So you calculate it.
Yes.
Hold your hand. Good. So if I'm coming.
If you are coming, for example,
the ball is here. Okay.
Like before you, then
you clear me.
I'll get a ball at the same time. I'll get you.
You get the ball and you get me at the same time.
Yes, time.
Aggressive. Thank you very much. And who do you look up to in terms of in football management?
I'm looking at a woman in Chelsea. I've forgotten the name. There's a woman there, and she has changed Chelsea entirely.
Okay.
So I'm looking up to.
So you're tracking her.
Maria.
Yes, Maria. I've forgotten the name.
Okay.
She's Maria something. She's doing well. You don't see her. She's backstage.
Okay. Yep.
But she's doing a lot. Let me use this opportunity to thank some few corporate institutions who did us an honor. In July, we went to Ivory Coast by road. But God being so good, we went to Cairo by flight. Yes. I think even Egypt, we can't go there.
No. Unless you're Mansa Musa going for the pilgrimage.
We thank Mr. Samir Uku.
Okay.
Honestly, sometimes you go to some of the corporate institutions and they will not even take your envelope to open it. They'll give you so many excuses. But this man opened up to us.
The NLA boss, right?
The NLA. At a certain point, he was even calling some sponsors for us. So we thank him so much. And then we also went to Ghana Gas. Dr. Ben Asante has been so marvelous. Doc, thank you so much. Ghana Maritime Authority, Dr. Thomas Alonzi, and Mr. PNM, Deputy Director General. We thank you so much. Ghana Football Association. Because all the club licenses and documents and other things, it is not easy. Now, football is developing and it comes with a responsibility. Ministry of Youth and Sports, Honorable Minister Yusuf, thank you. We are grateful, even though it wasn't enough, but we thank him so much. And then Leicester Ghana Limited, Mr. Brobe, he is my board member. Okay. He gave us some products in August and then this time too. We also want to plead to corporate institutions that some few companies promised us even though we didn't bring the trophy, but I think we have done well. So if they were going to give us 10,000, they should give us 5,000. We want to keep them. We want to keep the players, but we don't have money. So we are pleading with corporate Ghana and the government. His Excellency Nana Danko Akufo-Addo, if you are watching us this morning, we want to meet you. We want to have a breakfast with you as we are having with the Kafui Day.
Yes, bring him
here. So Chief of Staff, Madam Frema.
Yes.
And then we spoke to Her Excellency First Lady before our match.
Okay.
And then His Excellency Dr. Baumia. We are grateful to them. The chairperson for women football, Madam Hilary Boateng. Madam, we thank everybody. In fact, our 19 clubs have been supportive. Berry Lady CEO, she will call you, what is going on, we are with you.
Nice.
All the coaches, all the management members, executive committee members, Dr. Albin. Mr. Keto Kreku, I have been told he lost his father. Our condolences. Thank you very much. And then let me use this opportunity to wish my husband a happy birthday. It has not been easy. I've left home for 1.5 months.
Wow.
And Stephen, thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. Even though he's not into football, but
at least
he has allowed me.
He's into you. So
he has allowed me.
And today is his birthday, right?
Today is his birthday. So, Koko, I wish you a happy birthday.
Let's sing it for him, lad. Sure. All of us. So, ready, sing.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear husband. Happy birthday to you.
Hip, 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 hip.
Hooray. You made my day.
Thank you so much. It's wonderful. I'm so proud of all of you. We can just come and just hug all of you. You've made us so proud. You've flown the flag of Ghana. And I asked a friend of mine at Hazakes to get me a T-shirt. I need to wear the replica jersey.
I'll get
me one. And for the ladies too.
I'll get
one sexy one, 2 sexy ones for the ladies. And give me a masculine one.
I'll try. I believe my president is watching us. Uncle, you need to get
organizer, yes. In fact, for my whole team. We all have to use one day to be a Hazakes Day and we all come in our jerseys.
We'll see that. But Kafi, please, let the media use this opportunity to still keep the momentum of what they gave us.
Indeed.
It is women football. It shouldn't end. We are about starting another tournament, Super Cup.
Yes.
They should still go on with this promotion that they are giving us. We thank them.
Thank you.
And then the corporates should also tap into this so that at least the 20 clubs will get something from the corporate.
So you all rise together.
Yes.
I like that.
They should use Hazakes. Now we are a reference point. It's like just writing your thesis and then you go and pick those things that people have already done. We have done it. We have done it. So they should use us as
if you're not just the CEO, but you're a chief sales officer. I love it so much. There's a comment here from Daniel East Lagos. It says, I'm so impressed with their performance. I really enjoyed watching them. I believe they'll bring the cup to Ghana one day. I have faith in them. Well done. That's Daniel from East Legon. Thank you so much, ladies. Any last word? Anybody want to shout out Capito? Anybody want to say good morning to today or Friday?
To my mom and my entire family and my loved ones, and to the whole nation, we say thank you so much for your support and prayers. We are very much grateful.
Thank you.
To my mom, Madam Zwata Kusua Boaje. Mom, I really appreciate and love you. And to all my fans in Ghana.
Okay. All right.
We give it to all Ghanaians. They have been supportive.
Yes.
And then my Vice Chancellor, Professor Dinkra, they will allow you to go, even though we are on vacation. But Prof, thank you. And then I also thank my President, Nana Denise, for giving me this opportunity. In fact, I've been working with him for so many years, but he gave me this mandate last year, and I think I have not disappointed him.
Okay.
So thank you. And then I also want to thank Mr. Kusinyantechi.
Mr. Kusinyantechi as well. The do ladies in heavy. Oh, give me the slogans.
Do heavy.
Oh, so
you mentioned do. You will say Hazakes, and then we say do.
Okay.
And then after that, you say Hasma, we say do. And then after that, you say do, and then we say heavy.
Hasma.
Do.
Do.
Heavy.
heavy.
Where you go? The CEO of the Hazakas Ladies, Evelyn Insiana Sari-Owusu. On her left is Evelyn Bedu, player of the tournament, top goal scorer. And on her right, Janet Ejiri Capito. Thank you so much. God bless you. Safe journey back home. And let's have breakfast again some other time.
Thank you.
All right. And next time, come with the ball. So you show me some of your and then your midfield skills. All right. This is GTV Breakfast. It's a football kind of vibe. And I'll come back to talk about lighting the world with my friends from the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. And then we've got headlines and Northern Development Summit and teenage conversations. It's packed. It's a big breakfast. Where else? This also is a reference point. It's only Hazakas who are reference points for the ladies football. GTV Breakfast is a reference point for all the breakfast shows in this town. You stay with us. We are lighting the world after this.
Live from GBC Studio 1, this is the Breakfast Show.
The show was a jar of bar and a dim.
The groom is sick.
What?
Malaria.
Malaria. Lufat.
Injija wohoma malaria enka won to them. Lufat eye malaria drop ekope.
And now you may kiss the bride.
Entrance Pharmaceuticals and Research Center. And aye Lufat. Lufat e to malaria sententem.
Coming live from the capital, this is the Breakfast Show. Coming live from the capital, this is the Breakfast Show. Coming live from the capital, this is the Breakfast Show. Coming live from the capital, this is the Breakfast Show. Coming live from the capital, this is the Breakfast Show. Coming live from the capital, this is the Breakfast Show. Coming live from the capital, this is the Breakfast Show. Coming live from the capital, this is the Breakfast Show. Coming live from the capital, this is the Breakfast Show. Coming live from the capital, this is the Breakfast Show.
Hashtag GTV Breakfast right here on Ghana Broadcasting Corporation. Check us out on YouTube, on Facebook, on Instagram, On Twitter, we're everywhere. And look for the hashtag. Our WhatsApp number is 0555561034. Still to come, headlines and conversations on the Northern development and teenagers. But for now, we're going to light the world. What am I talking about? My guests will give you the rundown right now. So I want to introduce to you Elder Patrick Apienti Sapong. He's from Area 70, the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. Elder, good to have you here.
Same here.
And in the middle is Sister Jasmine Yeboah Uso-Ansah, who's a primary child. Jasmine, hi. Hi. Yes, you're enjoying yourself there. Look at me. Don't forget about the screen. And then Emilia Ahaji is also here with us. She is Communication Director for Africa West area. You're all welcome to the show.
Thank you, Kafui.
Yes.
It's a pleasure to be with you.
It's a pleasure to have you here. And when you say light the world, people are thinking, hey, what's happening? What kind of beam, what kind of torch do these wonderful people have? Tell us exactly what light the world is. I think I want to start with you.
Yes, sure.
Go ahead.
Thank you and good morning to all viewers today. Light the world, I can't even imagine that it's already a year when we're here to speak to the whole Ghana and the world at large. We started Light the World in the year 2016, and the purpose of Light the World is just to come together as brothers and sisters to lift one another's burden.
Okay.
And it looks as if it's now becoming a tradition on its own, where we join forces with the whole world to bring light by providing services and then care for our brothers and sisters who stand in need. Just like following the example of Jesus Christ when he says, love one another.
Okay.
It's a day of expressing love to lift the burdens of our brothers and sisters who stand in need.
Okay,
yeah.
Great. Elder Patrick, so what's so special about this year's Light the World activities?
Okay, well, thank you and good morning to our viewers. This year, from the years that we've been launching this, we've always focused on bringing service, as my colleague said, but this year we are moving on to show Christ-like love. It's been a year that's been marked by so many difficulties, and so we are moving on. We are inviting communities, we are inviting people. We've usually themed this in 25 ways over 25 days as we join our friends in the world to mark down and count down towards the birth and light of the Savior. We believe that Jesus Christ is the light of the world, and these acts of love and service, we are delivering food parcels, we are helping all feel included, and especially we have a special activity for children this year. And those are some of the things that are different, and we invite all to participate in lighting the world.
Okay. Now that you talked about children, we have a representative of the children here. So Jasmine, are you looking forward to this year's Light the World?
Yes.
So what is that special activity that Elder Patrick talked about that the children will be involved in?
Well, it's about the birth of Jesus Christ.
Okay.
This is about baby Jesus in the manger sleeping on the hay with Mary and Joseph and all the other farm animals. This year I'm going to be coloring it with the brightest colors ever.
Okay.
To represent his birth.
All right.
When I think about the Savior, I feel his love for me, and I know that he's the Savior and that he loves all the little kids. And that he's close by whenever I pray. I encourage little kids to also talk to their friends or family to get this paper to also color it this Christmas.
Okay. Where can they find this paper?
You know, we have the website.
Okay.
And it's lighttheworld.org.
Okay.
You go there, you register, and then you have the daily activities that really portray the birth of Christ and the good that he did. And so when you join, every day there is an act of service of love. You know, out of small and simple things are great things bound to happen. Singing for somebody, it's a miracle.
Okay.
You know, putting food on someone's table is a blessing. You know, when baby Jesus was born, he was born in a lonely manger. They made him swaddling clothes. What clothes are we making to cover our brothers and sisters who are naked? There was a star which is the light of the world, and we know Jesus Christ is the light of the world. Wise man came looking for baby Jesus. Shepherds ran to the manger to pay respect and honor. You know, all these little things are similitude of things that we can do to uplift our brothers and sisters. All these little acts of service, and it's, as Elder Apieti said, it's 25 ways in 25 days. Every day there is something you have to do to show love. And by doing this, we bring about peace that we need at this particular time where the pandemic had thrown people out of devastation. There's so much suffering going on in homes and in the world at large. So we plead with our brothers and sisters to come together to promote peace and enjoy peaceful coexistence to fight the battle.
So you're using the Christmas story to model our behavior over 25 days, 25 ways in 25 days.
Exactly.
Elder Patrick, so give us an example of some of the things that you can do over these 25 days. And when does the 25 days start, actually?
Okay. So the 25 days usually begin on the 1st of December and move on till the 25th of December. And very simple acts of service. You can call a friend and share with them good news. I mean, Jasmine shared example where children can color the story of the nativity, the birth of Jesus Christ. You can deliver something nice. In fact, for children, we encourage them to show appreciation to their parents, to their grandparents. For adults, we say connect with a friend that you have not heard from for a long time. Just smile to someone as you walk down the street, or just, you know, remember, just simple good acts of service.
Okay. And when is this the Light the World with Love going to be launched?
Yes, as you rightly indicated, this year the theme is Light the World with Love. And there is going to be the big launch in Kumasi.
Okay.
We are going to Greater Kumasi to launch this. And during this period, we'd like to support the needy with some food package, not cooked food, but raw food that can feed a family of about 4 for 1 month. Very handsome and healthy.
Wow.
And so we are looking at helping 350 households. And when we multiply by 4, it will be like 1,400 mouths that we're going to light their world. So it's happening live in Kumasi on the 27th of November.
Are those mouths all living in Kumasi, or it's all around the world?
Sure.
All around the country?
You know, not that we'll top up on the 6th of December in Accra too.
Okay.
To really support about 500 households.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
And Sister Jasmine, what message do you have for children who may be watching you right now before they go into school?
That they should always have faith, and that they should pray each morning that they wake up.
Did you pray today?
Yes.
What did you pray about?
I prayed for confidence.
Okay. For yourself?
Yes.
You look like you're pretty confident yourself. You want more confidence, eh? Yes, everybody wants more confidence. So, any final words that you want to leave us with, Elder Patrick, concerning this year's celebration?
Okay, just to bear witness of the Savior Jesus Christ. He has said, let your light shine. And he has said, behold, I am the light that ye shall hold up. The Savior invites us to light up the world. We do it all year round, not just at Christmas, but Christmas presents a special opportunity, and we invite all to participate with us and light the world.
Okay, and the website again for those who want, and this is not just restricted to people from the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints.
To everybody.
Everybody.
Lighttheworld.org.
Okay.
And then you look for 2021 Light the World with Love.
Awesome. Anything else you want to add before we go?
Yeah, I will encourage all brothers and sisters in Ghana and the world to follow the example of Jesus Christ by doing good wherever we go. And I know if we are able to collaborate or partner in doing good, there will be peace in the world.
Thank you very much. Emilia Haji is Communication Director for Africa West Area. On her left is Jasmine Yeboah Owusu Ansa, very confident young lady. And to my extreme left is Elder Patrick Apienti Sapong, who is with Area 70, the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. Light the World with Love is an annual event organized by the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. What do they want to do? They want to follow the example of Jesus Christ to help someone feel seen, included, cared for, and to make them feel as if they belong to the family. So link up with somebody you haven't met with in a long time, a friend, a family member, a classmate, and it's lighttheworld.org. Yes. Thank you so much. I wish you all a very beautiful day.
Thank you so much.
Continue to light the world with love.
Yes, and you too.
Thank you very much. I take it. I receive it. All right. And she was just saying about how just singing for somebody makes them happy. And I just remember the interview I had with the ladies, and we sang for the CEO's husband, and she was so overwhelmed. Yeah, little things like that make the world go round. Hashtag GTV breakfast. I'll turn around and I'll come back and light your faces with news, the headlines. Don't go anywhere.
Live from GBC Studio 1, this is the Breakfast Show. Live from the capital, this is the Breakfast Show. Coming live from the capital.
When you need a shoulder to cry, run on my pamper, so we try our suicide. Let bygone be bygone. I didn't see what the bottom gonna do. We go straight to stardom. I'm gonna take you to next level. My baby, oh yeah, yeah, yeah. The energy next level. My baby, oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm gonna take you to next level. My baby, oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
I don't go next level. Excessive drinking can be detrimental to health. Not recommended for persons under 18 years, lactating mothers, pregnant women, and people sensitive to caffeine. This advertisement has been vetted and approved by the FDA.
The show was a jar oba anyone conquer dim.
The groom is sick.
What?
Malaria.
Malaria. Lufat.
Injija wohoma malaria enka wonto dem. Lufat eye malaria drop ekope.
And now you may kiss the bride.
Entrance Pharmaceuticals and Research Center. And aye Lufat. Lufat a two malaria sententem. FDA ahwehwe sa ejede nkratoyi ajatum.
Looking to pamper yourself and family these coming holidays with leisure trip to Dubai? Well, Adansi Travels, your leading travel agency in Ghana, got you covered with their mouth-watering offers to Dubai this festive period. Join Adansi to Dubai on either 21st to 28th December or 27th December to 3rd January for an unforgettable lifetime experience. Get the chance to experience the amazing city of Dubai skyline, the dune bashing at the desert safari, the private cruise at Dubai Marina, or discover the child in you at Laguna Water Park. This package with a starting price of 9,500 Ghana cedis covers your flight, hotel, visa, tours, travel insurance, COVID tests, and a day trip to Dubai Expo to celebrate with millions of people from over 190 countries. Call us on 0556 310 404 or 0595 500 817 or visit www.adansitravels.com to book your package. Adansi Travels, fuel life's beauty.
Ministries of Food and Agriculture, Fisheries and Aquaculture Development and Ghana Cocoa Board present the 37th edition of National Farmers Day on the theme Planting for Food and Jobs, Consolidating Food Systems in Ghana.
Venue at the Stardale College Park, Cape Coast Central Region.
Be ready for networking opportunities from 25 November to 3rd December 2021 when Ghana will be bursting with agricultural fair and regional focus days.
2nd December, ADB Farmers Forum. The Grand Derby and Award Ceremony is on Friday, 3rd December 2021. His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo is the special guest of honor.
Farmers, fishers, agro-allied players are invited to showcase their products and innovations. For more information and participation, call 0243 88 7533. Major sponsors: ADB, Exim Bank, Stanbic Bank, and many more.
Yes, it is National Farmers Day 2021.
Ayiko to all farmers and fishers.
Coming live from the capital, this is the Breakfast Show. Coming live from the capital, this is the Breakfast Show.
#GTV Breakfast. We've talked to the soccer ladies. We've lit the world with the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. And I have now been visited by 2 doctors, but I'm in the best of health. These are academic doctors. And they're here to help us look at the news from the Internal Audit Agency. We have the Director General, Dr. Eric Odron Osai. And from the UPSA, we have the Dean for the School of Graduate Studies, Dr. John Koku Mensah Mawuto. Gentlemen, you're welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Good to have you here. Let me just run through the quick headlines and then we'll dive into our stories for the day. We're going to start with Daily Graphic, which has the big headlines: 2 in court over MP's immunity. Digital transformation drive, shared responsibility, says the Vice President. Backbone advocates constituency offices for MPs. Local government reforms, coalition begins consultations. Those are your big headlines. Today's Daily Graphic. Ghanaian Times, jailbreak by 3 murder suspects at Dabala. Police hunt for 2 escapees, recapture 3rd fugitive. Disease from using pupils for private activities, NAT warns members. Taxable mobile money transactions should be above 200 cedis per day, says Ken Ashigbe. Now, the Finder leads with a couple of, well, this is the main story really from the Finder. SHS, computer school selection starts November 29th, says the GES, which is about 8 days from today. The Daily Ghanaian Guide, mad rush for NHIS cards as government adds childhood cancers and other benefits to the scheme. And the Business Analysts, with fuel prices to hit 7 cedis per litre by end of year, says IES. Okay. I just want to, this one didn't hit the newspaper headlines, but I just want to just talk about it briefly. Asabi resigns as SIGA boss to join MPP chairmanship race. Asabi is the nickname of Stephen Asamoah Boateng, former MP, former boss of State Interest and Governance Authority, SIGA. He has resigned and he is contesting the chairmanship of the MPP so that he wants to have a clear frame of mind and everything to contest in the upcoming MPP National Executive Primaries. It was announced at the closing session of a 3-day retreat organized by SIGA for chief executive officers, their deputies and board chairs at Kwetia in the eastern region. So imagine it, they organized something to come and talk about you guys, and then the big boss announces his resignation in the meeting. Dr. Osai, how significant is this resignation?
Is it significant to him as a person or significant as a country?
To the country, yes. He has his own personal ambition, but how does that affect operations?
I think it's going to affect corporate governance because SIGA was rebranded as a consolidated institution made up of the State Enterprises Commission and the Divestiture Implementation Committee. The understanding is that we have state-owned enterprises that are not doing well, and there is the need for us to inject private sector practices in their operations. So SIGA then became the umbrella body. And when you look at where Honorable Asamoah Boateng is proceeding, the SIGA Act is clear on the benchmark indicators, and he was getting the chief executive to be on their toes so that they can turn around and make profits and in turn pay dividend to government, which in most cases is the 100% shareholder of this institution. So his resignation is really going to affect the sector because the energy he brought to bear on the process helped some of us. Because from the internal agency's point of view, we're working so well with SIGA to ensure that these SOGs work to perfection and ensure that at least they are able to make some profit, because until Asamoah Boateng and SIGA Act was passed, they were not making the profit that we expected them to make. So it's rather unfortunate. I pray that we get a very good successor who will be able to continue from where he's left off.
Dr. Malto.
All right. Good morning to all viewers. This just confirms the proponent of those who have the view that the 4-year tenure that we run as a governance system is too short a period, especially looking at the ambition of president. We've always been saying that government normally work within 2 years. The remaining 2 years, they are thinking about power, how to capture power again. So serious business takes place within 2-3 years. That is why some former presidents have come. They're on record that, look, let's face fact. The 4-year period is too short a period for proper governance, proper planning, and execution of major projects. So let's do 5 years. I agree with those advocates. At the end of the day, as human as we are, political institutions will want to regain power. So that is why it's very, very important that whenever we are appointed, let's appoint very, very experienced people who might probably not have that, ambition to lead political parties, but just come and serve Mother Ghana. And that is the reason why we have technical experts in various ministries, various institutions, so that we don't politicize the development of our country. Okay? So when you build a country around people with political ambitions, especially the critical area, just as Doc mentioned, SIGA is a very, very important institution established to administer and also ensure that they put various public institutions on their toes. We all saw what Asabi was doing. Today, within some few years, he knows that you have to lay his tools down and then go into political contest. Else, probably his opponents are doing more than what he thinks he should be doing. It's a big blow to institutional development. And I think I resonate with the comment of my colleague. But once again, that is his ambition. It also tells you that the man is interested in his political power than the country. I mean, it's so much interest
is the highest interest.
But you see, sometimes you need to sacrifice it for the purpose of your country. We all saw the things was doing, I'm not surprised at, the emotional sentiment you gave, especially those who are so close to governance. We always need the public sector, the public institute, the public enterprises established by the Act of Parliament and our laws to work.
But let's pat him on the back at least, because he has done the honorable thing by resigning. A lot of these politicians will be sitting in their government job and still campaigning, go for the primaries. If they lose the primaries, then they stay. But you see, if they win, then they resign. So at least he's done the right thing
but you see,
by resigning.
He resigned because he's a champion of good corporate governance. And if you are telling state institutions that have been converted to companies to operate like companies, standard corporate governance practices are required.
You have to resign.
So you have to lead by example.
Exactly
so I think I will commend him by walking his talk.
Yes, indeed. What do you think? Let's know. 055-556-1034. Let's dive into the physical papers. That was from the internet. And two in court over MP's immunity. So MPs, are they immune? So they want to test this. And so two individuals have invoked the original jurisdiction of the Apex Court to interpret the Constitution with a case that an MP, the clerk, or Speaker of Parliament does not have any immunity if he or she commits an offense while he is on his way to attending or at or returning from any proceedings of Parliament. So we've got the plaintiffs, Ms. Hilda Mansoura Pente Dongote and Mr. Albert Jenfi. They have sued in their capacity as Ghanaians, and they're asking the Supreme Court to interpret Articles 117 and 118 of the 1992 Constitution, which provides immunity for the people I just outlined. So issues are going to be on what does the Constitution say, and I'm sure Mr. Francis Sosu's case will be on board as a reference point. Issues of reliefs and MPs' immunity all will take center stage in this conversation. Well, as a lawyer, I'm sure you find this conversation quite interesting.
Yes, it is. And I think it is good the Supreme Court brings finality to this matter. Because when you read the Constitution under Article 117, it is clear. 117 and 118 especially. 118 is saying that neither the Speaker nor a member nor clerk shall be compelled while attending Parliament to appear as a witness. Emphasis here is as a witness. 118 is not saying that if you are committing a crime, if you are standing trial, you cannot be subpoenaed or summoned to come to court. So I guess that is what they've sent to court. So they are also requesting the Supreme Court to give an interpretation as to what is meant by attending to Parliament or going to Parliament or returning from Parliament. These are constitutional terms. So in order not to be contemptuous of the Supreme Court, I would want to say that it is a good thing to do, to go to court for interpretation. Let's see what the verdict the Supreme Court returns. But my basic understanding of constitutional law and human rights law tells me that nobody is above the law. Even if you have an immunity, there is a limit to your freedom. Where your freedom begins, another one's ends there. So I think we should leave it to the Supreme Court to decide. Once they decide, we can look at it.
Dr. Malto,
I don't know why we've waited for all this while to
test the case, test the law, right?
The Supreme Court has been with us all this while. But once again, we need someone to go in there and seek interpretation. So I want to commend my good brother Samson and his colleague for the wonderful thing they are doing for modern Ghana, especially at this crucial moment that there are so many controversies. It's good to test the law. It's good to get interpretations, as well as ensure that people do things right. So, I'm going to keenly, follow this.
Yes, and your institution falls within the constituency of the gentleman who is at the center of this particular conversation, Francis Xavier.
That young man is unassuming.
So we'll see what happens when the law gets tested. Now, I'm surprised at this particular headline in today's daily graphic because it has to do with office space for MPs. And the Speaker has stressed the need for members of Parliament to establish offices in their constituencies to address the needs of the people. Well, why should the MPs be establishing offices? Don't they have standard offices for whoever the MP
you
is?
See, I found the heading interesting. If we are developing a constitutional democracy, democracy requires that the MP will have to touch base with the constituent before coming to Parliament. I should be able to find my MP if I'm looking for the MP. And I shouldn't go to the MP's house.
No,
that is his house.
Exactly so.
So the constitution or the system must create a situation where the MP can have an office in the constituency. where all of us can meet with the MPs, or the MPs can even meet with the constituent before going to parliament. That should not be the responsibility of the MP. It should be the responsibility of the state to promote democracy. Yeah. That's one leg. The second leg is MP having an office in parliament and with a research team to support the MP to do his work well. That is not the responsibility of the MP. It is the responsibility of government. So let us look at the flip side. If I have been employed as a Director General Internal Audit Agency, it is the duty of government to give me an office space to work from. If you don't give me the office space, how do you expect me to work? So I think that it is the duty of the system or government to provide constituency offices so that it will be a permanent office for every MP. As it is now, you would have MPs themselves renting offices. The standards are not same. Some will rent containers, some will go for kiosks, some will go for any other thing, which is not good for our democracy. No. So all I'm saying is the state must take an interest in this if we want to promote democracy and make sure that we have standard offices in all constituencies for MPs to facilitate before and after parliament meetings of the MPs and their constituents.
Dr. Moto, are you surprised that the MPs will access loans to go buy huge four-wheel drives, but not have office space to deal with their constituents in their constituencies?
So, Kafu, see, that is how expensive democracy is. And the more we think about expanding the numbers in parliament, the higher the costs we need to incur to run various institutions in this country, especially when it comes to issues of lawmaking. Parliamentarians, when it comes to issues related to parliamentarian expenditure, you know how fast they agree on. You hardly will hear them, you know. You wouldn't get that differences among parties when it comes to financial benefits.
You'd have thought that an office would be more permanent than a car, really.
Oh yeah. But you see, there's a need to also look at alternatives. Okay. Yes, I agree with Doc that as an MP, you always have to be in touch with your people, especially. We know you're a lawmaker, and you don't expect the MP to be within his constituency on daily basis, especially those from, the other part of the country. However, there's a need for them to have some physical, existence in their various communities, with not just offices. Like we have the research, people who will talk to the constituent to know the related issues, not one-off assemblies. You see, as a citizen of a particular constituency, I want to, have that relationship with my MP. I don't need to see the MP, but I need to have a physical location where I can go to inquire and also submit whatever need I want to put across. MPs today, I'm even surprised that MPs don't have offices in their constituencies. So that is why...
Some do have. The only challenge is that they brand it with party colors.
That is it.
So then you keep away some of the constituents.
That is it.
So if I'm going to a particular MP's office and it is branded a particular party's color, I enter there, I come out, and somebody might think I belong to that political party. So then if it is a national office, then you can depoliticize it, and then the MP will really represent the entire constituency.
But look, most of them use their political offices, the party
as a place for you to
as a place to meet. So you see, I think it is time. Once we, as a country, have opted for democracy, then we need to also spend more on ensuring that whatever facility we need to provide for our lawmakers to operate and open up to that's everybody in their constituency. We don't need to politicize, seeing MPs to probably submit my opinion on whatever is happening in my locality. The government must see how best, and that is why we don't need so many MPs. Ghana doesn't need so many MPs.
275 is too much for you.
Chairman, it's too much.
What is your ideal number?
It's too expensive.
What is your ideal number?
The governors expect to tell you, but you see where we are heading.
They wanted more. They wanted to expand the House of Parliament.
No, there are some. You see, lawmaking. That is why it is prudent that we should give prominence to MCs and DCs. They tend to, operate beyond their boundaries, going into developmental issues. That is not why you were elected. Go and make laws. Okay? Suddenly, MPs have become developmental partners. They even want quotas, expenditure quotas to go and undertake a developmental project in there. Look, it is the responsibility of the MCE to administer whatever the government had provided for that locality, not the MP. Your work is to come and sit in Accra here and legislate for the country.
Dr. Osai, do you agree with this black and white division of labor? Or we are fashioning something that is uniquely Ghanaian? You make laws, but you also organize blocks for schools.
No, I agree with my colleague. You see, the constitution is clear that the role of an MP is to make laws. And the MPs are members of the district assembly to help the district assembly bring the needed development. But the challenge the MPs have brought upon themselves is that when they mount on the political platform, they promise that I'll do this road, I'll do this. You know, you do not have a common fund to do the road. MPs are not giving funds for development. They pay them their salary as MPs. Yeah. So what MPs can do is to lobby and work with the assembly to bring development. Yeah. So what I advise MPs to do is, anytime they are campaigning, anytime they are making promises, they should make reference to the district assembly and say that I'll use my position as an MP in Accra to lobby to get the district assembly to fix your road. In that case, the district assembly has the responsibility to do that. That is why the common fund is given to the district assembly. No MP has common fund. No. The common fund they give to MPs is to monitor what the assemblies are doing. They don't give them a common fund for development. You know, so people must understand. I think that there is an information disconnect here, where most of our people on the ground also think that the MPs are responsible for development. And partially, you can't blame them, because the MPs also make promises. Yeah. So I think we need to do education at both levels and then make sure that at least people understand the way our democracy is working.
It's the platform. When you step on the platform, a spirit overtakes you, and then you start making promises. Wow. Because you want to win.
They should reduce the promises. Yes, and the promises.
Reduce the spirit levels and the promises.
Well, people have lost their seats because they were not able to deliver on certain promises. But you can't blame them, because they just do not have the resources. They should have hidden behind the assembly to make sure that that happens. You know, so and you see, this is where the election of MMDCs comes in, because an MP may want to hide behind a district assembly to do something, but the chief executive is also eyeing the MP seat. So in an attempt to hide behind the chief executive will not allow. No. So he will make the people know that, he will allow the people to know that, look, you are not doing anything. Everything is being done by the chief executive, who is your next MP. So if we are not able to resolve this issue of electing MMDCs, we'll continue to have this challenge. And at the end of the day, it's the average Ghanaian that suffers.
Indeed. And just to segue into this brief line here in today's graphic. So a coalition of civil society organizations for local government reforms is to embark on a nationwide regional level consultation in all 16 regions with identifiable stakeholders on the ongoing discourse on local government reform. So we'll keep keeping an eye on that. They've just started the conversations, and whatever stuff that comes out there, we'll let you know. This is GTV Breakfast, and the WhatsApp number is 055-556-1034. I have a couple of questions for you. When was the last time you went to visit your MP? Do you know your MP's office? The speaker is saying that they need a constituency office. Do you know the constituency office? Or is it the same as a party office? And when was the last time you visited your MP, okay, in his office? Just describe where his office is. Do you have to go to Parliament to catch your MP? Or do you have to go to the village to catch your MP? Or does your MP have a residence in Accra or an office somewhere in Accra where you can go and meet your MP? How often do you meet your MP? Those are my questions for you this morning. 5 marks. 055-556-1034. Let's go to the Ghanaian Times. E-levy is still in the news, okay? So the boss at the chamber that is responsible for talking with the telcos. You see, the telcos are the ones who are going to be affected by this or impacted by this e-levy business. So the CEO of the Ghana Chamber of Telecommunications, Dr. Kenneth Ashigbe, has asked the government to increase the electronic transaction levies exemption threshold to 200 Ghana cedis per day. He said that will enable many micro and small companies that use mobile money to continue to use the service. Dr. Osai, So there's been this conversation. The minister said, hey, if you can give more than 100, you can drop more than 100, you don't belong to the class that is poor. Now, Dr. Ashigbe is saying that 100 is even, they should raise the limit to 200 cedis, after which the 1.75% takes effect.
Okay, I do not know the evidential basis of his recommendation, but I think that the finance minister has opened himself up for a discussion. Parliament is to start discussing and then debating on the budget. So all these ideas are welcome. I think it's not bad, but as an academic, I would always want to speak on facts and evidence. And I do not know the research and the evidence supporting Dr. Ashigbe's proposal.
Okay, let me quote some of your words, his words to you. He says, he was speaking on the Super Morning Show, Joy FM. He says, on Monday, he says, from the way they want to implement the e-levy, it's going to be between your mobile money if you're transferring money in the same network to another person, if you have done a debit card payment at a point of sale, or if you transfer money from your mobile money to another bank account. I'm even more confused now. But what he's saying is, our suggestion is that even this particular levy may be increased to 200 cedis per day, but it should be on a wallet. This is what he's suggesting.
Yes, but I'm also surprised he's not talking about the charges, the charges the telcos charge on the transfers.
Yeah, but he's defending those are
but you see, you have to defend both sides, because if the telcos charges a certain percentage, and you are saying that, look, they should raise the threshold for the e-levy to 200, then the telcos should as well also look at their charges. So I think this is a debate or a conversation that government can have with all actors and stakeholders, and then we can agree on a common basis. Parliament would approve it, and we will go into implementation.
Okay.
Yeah.
The current Deputy Finance Minister says, and I quote, we noticed that about 30% of people who use a Momo in Ghana do not do more than 100 cedis a day, and that covers the poor category of Momo users. So he's still sticking with the whole idea that if you do more than 100, if you do less than 100, then you are in that poor category.
That's the evidence he has. That's why I would have loved Dr. Ashigbe to come up, because he sits with the data. He is with the telco. So I want the telco to come out and say that looking at the data we have, we think that if you move it to 200, a such and such percentage, it will be more equitable and all of that. They should always back some of these things with cogent evidence, and I think government would take it.
Yes. My guests here eat data for breakfast. And Dr. San and then Dr. Mokto. What's your view, man? Academics don't talk without data.
Okay, so the argument has been with the issue of taxing the transaction, which in principle, to a large extent, one could say that, look, why do you tax transactions, especially when you are encouraging people to go into a space to simplify transactions and then also probably eliminate some problems associated with business transactions. Now, for me, admittedly, looking at the figures where we are heading towards as a country, we need very creative means of generating revenue. And I think this particular levy is timely, very, very creative. However, the principle behind it, these are my suggestions. I've been speaking on this issue for a while now. This should be time-bound. It shouldn't be a levy that, like the ESLA bond, the ESLA levy. Like, we must have some time frame just to generate some revenue to support our budget deficit. Because indeed, we know we are in crisis. It's a global crisis. This is beyond the 2007-2008 financial crunch, global financial crunch. We are hit by COVID, and it has affected every part of the economy globally, not only Ghana. So it's just a creative means to generate revenue to narrow the budget deficit. Now, people are talking about the rates. In fact, in principle, I think Ghanaians are buying into the idea, even though there are some differences, especially the opposition. Okay, I agree with them. In fact, sometimes I sit and imagine NDC introducing this policy and MPP
and the response.
I mean, we all know that. Look, it is highly unfair to levy transactions. Okay, but looking at where we are today, we are all contributing at quota towards. Trying to solve and then reduce and mitigate the losses that we've made over the years, just last year because of COVID. So they should be looking at the rates. In fact, the rate is too high. Chairman, It's too high.
1.75.
1.75. So whenever I send money, okay, maybe 1,000 cedis, it means I'm paying more than what I pay because I pay 10 cedis on it. This is just transaction. I'm not consuming anything. Okay, and these are the regressive nature of, taxation, especially when you are taxing transactions but not even consumption. We know indirect taxes. We know when you consume, you pay. But this time, what am I consuming? I'm transferring money. I'm transacting business. Okay, so the government, we know they've appealed that indeed we need to narrow the budget deficit by contributing as a country. So they should look at the rates and don't leave it open. There should be a time frame as to when this levy must end. Okay. Now, you see, Kafui, GRA should now go beyond this levy. We all know, we must also observe that most businesses are going, they have now transitioned into the virtual platform. We have people who don't have any physical location, no physical existence. People are using their halls, their car booths to run businesses on the virtual platform. What GRA should be doing now is to get creative means of tackling such people. If I have a physical existence in business, every now and then GRA will come and bring their various taxes and levies. But without any physical existence, I'm generating free income. And they'll tell you that, oh, we all pay taxes. Look, once you generate income, you pay both direct and indirect tax. So GRA must go beyond this initiative and then see how best we can tax those who are using the virtual platform to run businesses.
Yeah. Interesting suggestions here coming from my guests. It's a whole new virtual digital world.
That is it.
So you need to now go into that space and make sure that those revenues are taxed.
Yeah.
Well, what do you think? Interesting ideas here coming from my guests. Let us know. 055-556-1034. Some of you are responding to the MP offices issue. So Evans from Teshi says, hi, MPs must be given an office space at the district assembly office. At least one office space will be fine for each MP. Well, that's not a bad idea. What do you think?
I perfect.
Put your office in the district assembly.
I was thinking about it.
Don't they sit on the assemblies?
These offices should not add up additional costs to our existing, accumulated
So
costs.
find a space for them.
So find a space. Look, government has several buildings, scattered all over.
But that will be for MPs who, say, if you are an MP from, let's say, Anglo, yes, you must have an office in the Anglo Assembly. But what about in Accra? They need office space in Accra as well.
No, they do. As for Accra, they have office space in the Job 600 renovated. They have. But you see, the challenge we're going to have is that we can have between 2 and 3 MPs within a district. So if you go to AMB, for instance, they have more than 1 MP. So if we want officers, it is possible, it is doable within the offices of the district assembly, because they have offices for the presiding members, who are the chairpersons of the district assemblies. So it is doable. They need to work with the Ministry of Local Government, and we'll see how it goes.
Okay. So that's a comment that we had, which is quite interesting. Any more suggestions? Where do you want to see your MP's office located? I want to find out from you. All right, let us know. Okay, so remember you all wrote commentaries, right? Did you write commentaries?
I did.
And did you, Dr. Moto?
No.
No, you didn't write comments. So let me speak to the one who wrote commentaries. Did we choose our schools before we wrote the exams?
No, you will not. Common entrance, you write a common entrance, you write 4 papers, verbal aptitude, quantitative aptitude, English and maths. And then after that, you choose your school. I chose Presec, Legon, and then you fill a form.
Okay.
They have school selection days. The headmaster will go. If they select your form, you go there, the school, your name is there. It is according to the marks you score at common entrance. I was very happy when I went to Presec. My name was there.
Boom.
I went with my daddy, and we were very, very happy. And that was the beginning.
That's how you selected?
That's how I selected.
Okay.
So I don't know what is happening now. And I was curious when I heard that the school selection is starting.
Yes. Let me read the press release. So there's a release here from the Ghana Education Service titled Public Education and Sensitization on School Selection 2021-2022. So management of Ghana Education Service wishes to inform the general public particularly parents, candidates, and teachers, that the sensitization and education on this year's guidelines for school selection into senior high schools will commence today, Tuesday, 23rd November 2021. This exercise will take place in all the respective regional district education directorates and schools. Management wishes to inform all stakeholders to watch out for the infographics, short videos in 9 Ghanaian languages, flyers, and physical presence of officers in all districts, communities, and schools to embark on the sensitization drive. Management further informs stakeholders that the selection of schools is scheduled from 29th November 2021 to 14th December 2021. Parents and guardians are particularly advised to take keen interest in the selection of school processes to ensure a smooth placement this year. Again, there will be an opportunity for candidates to text to a short code and confirm their school choices before actual placement will be done. Details of the short code will be made available in due course. Cassandra Chum Ampofo, Head Public Relations Unit, Ghana Education Service. This was dated 22nd November, which was yesterday. Your comments?
Maybe they want to start early. When I was going to secondary school, it was not computerized. Actually, you fill the form, headmasters will gather, they will select their students on the basis of performance. But these days they say computer selection, and I'm surprised they are starting it so early because they just completed
on Friday
the BEC on Friday. So I was wondering whether they will not wait for the results to be released before they start. But I guess it's just a sensitization to let them know which schools are available on the basis of the strength of your child and all of that. So we just have to improve the system. That's all. Anything digital is good. It reduces the pressure and the stress. And this era of COVID, it's a good thing to do, except that at times you introduce something digital and then you have another group of people who want to enter into the system and make nonsense, excuse me for my language, of the whole thing.
I'm worried, you see, because you see the toll directive, the moment they announce that there will be no tolls, they stop the tolls within hours. The short code has not yet been set up. Some criminals can easily just set up and then tell you that this is the short code, and then they start harvesting your information. So please, be on the look out for all these flyers and these language videos and information so that you are not bamboozled and swindled out of your cash. Dr. Malto, briefly before I go and keep
I think for me, this system is quite fair as compared to the previous one, which was a little bit targeted at the elitists as well as the very, very brilliant people. We should have a system that will accommodate everyone. And the computerized, placement system, I mean, I think it's to a large extent the problems we normally face over the years are being resolved. And I'm also happy that they started very early this time, conscientize people, and then the numbers have increased. I mean, no matter what you are talking.
I just hope the computer cannot be bribed.
No. There's a human behind. You see, that's why we always talk about systems and the human behavior. There's always a human behind the computer who can manipulate the system. Are you okay? So that is why the ethical education is very, very important. And sanctions must also apply to ensure that a system that you play. Look, you can digitalize a system. If the people behind this are corrupt, the system will not work the way you want it to work.
And the corruption will be digitalized.
I'm telling you. And often than not, we always point fingers at officials. It's also the doing of parents. They always want, some of them, not all of them, some will always want to manipulate the system by doing everything possible to get it done.
You get pressure when you are doing admissions?
Oh, no.
They don't come to you.
I think UPSC, we have transitioned from, our transition agenda started as late as the late, I think early to 2010s.
Right.
You don't buy physical forms.
Everything is digital.
You do everything online, And we even do, I speak for my school, weekly admissions. You apply today, the next moment, I have a scheduled officer in charge who goes through your document. Within 2-3 days, you are even given a mail or you are called as to whether you need to add this document or not, or whether you are qualified.
Nice.
So you just prepare and then
you go through.
Start schooling.
All right. Okay. Hey, so as a fresh BEC graduate, I met a couple of them in Ho who were having a jam. One guy, I looked at his hair and I knew that he had just done this hairstyle. the day before. It was on Saturday and his hair was braided. I said, brother, this hairstyle is a day old. True or false? He said, true. How do you know? I said, I know. You finished school yesterday and you probably grew an afro and now you've braided it. So they will be watching. If you're watching your school selection, how far? Let us know. Send us a WhatsApp, 055-556-1034. Were you both in Presec? No. You were in a different school.
I was in Presec.
You were in Presec, yes, indeed. Okay. She didn't go to Presec. She went to Mary's. Yeah, the blue and white chicks. And she's keeping an eye. She's not wearing the colors, but she's rocking my favorite color right now. Yeah, Valerie, keep an eye for us. Oh.
Yes, I do. Sure, good morning. So on the 6th of September, our guy Alan was at an area near the Achimota overhead where residents were complaining of a foul stench that was practically messing their whole routines up. Alan was there and GTV brings you result. But before we go to Alan on the ground to have a feel of what the place looks like now, we'll go back to when we went there the first time for you to have a feel and remember what the place looks like now before we join Alan and he gives us updates. So here's a video you should look out for.
When we made that attempt to find the assembly members, indeed we were told because of the contention, none of them would want to take responsibility for this. And this poses a health hazard to people who ply their trade here. Shops along the stretch of road will tell you the stench coming from this behind me is appalling and it's a very bad health hazard. Indeed, in the state of a pandemic, the last thing you want to see is such a pile of rubbish sitting next to your store. I spoke to a store owner this morning, Mr. Walasi, his name is, and he has agreed to speak to camera to tell us the numerous attempts they have made to reach out to the assembly member whose responsibility it is to ensure that they work collaboratively with the authorities to ensure that this is collected. Mr. Walasi, welcome and thank you very much for joining us. This is GBC Breakfast. Would you please tell me how long it has taken you to get the attention of this assembly member to take care of this rubbish as we can see from behind us?
Thank you. Good morning. I could say that I came around Achimota here barely for 2 months now. But since I came there, I'm trying to talk about these things, especially the AMN people, anytime they come around. But it has become so a health threat to us around this area, especially this is a highway. So I'm thinking that if the authorities can do something about it, because Assemblyman, we are trying to locate him. Me personally, I don't know him. But we try to locate a land that is somewhere at Gbogboshi or Gbogboshi, somewhere nearby here. So if the authorities...
And so that was Alan on that site on the 6th of September this year. We're going to go to him now. He's there now, and he'll give us updates, and we'll probably look at what the place looks like now. Alan, good morning. What's happening on your side? Good news, we hope.
Hi, good morning, Valerie. Good morning, Ghana. Welcome to Achimota overhead. Achimota is in the Greater Accra region, and precisely it comes under the Okankwe North Municipal Assembly. As you mentioned, and for the video we watched not too long ago, on the 6th of September this year, we reported from this very location, and if my camera will look towards my right, you would find the exact spot where the rubbish had so mounted. It was almost just about the same height as the background you can see. But on that same day of the report, the chief executive of the Municipal Assembly, Mr. Boy Laye, his name is, got men on the scene immediately to get to work on it. Remember, at the time, he was a nominee waiting for confirmation, yet he managed to mobilize for this. For the two assembly members whose patch fell under that kind of contention, and so they could not get the rubbish moved. This morning, GTV Breakfast and Keep an Eye will not say much about them, but we're here this morning to bring to the attention of viewers what results we got. On the same day we reported, on that same day, the Municipal Assembly mobilized and the rubbish was taken care of. When we arrived here this morning, we spoke to the same man we spoke to some time ago, a few months ago, and his joy seeing us
was just, I mean, you can't imagine it. He was so joyful that one, the stench is gone, two, the threat to his health and his customers is no more. What we're, however, going to bring to the attention of Mr. Boy, the MCE, is this. The rubbish is gone, the sign is doing its job. Members of the public who will indiscriminately get rid of their rubbish here no longer do that. But if you look closely, you would find overgrown weed taking over. This will be an invitation to people who want to get rid of their rubbish. If the weed would be taken care of, then the condition will permanently remain a clean one. We're so very thankful to him. The sign is working, but still, there's more room for improvement. This has been Keep an Eye Gets Result for you from the Achimota Overhead in the Greater Accra region. Back to you in the studio, Valerie. If you have any further engagement, I'm all yours on location.
We would have liked to speak to the man you spoke to on the 6th of September to actually have his views and what he thinks. And I'm sure he'll be able to give us a lot more feedback as to why the weeds are grown. He gave us the proper filler the other day for this to happen. So we should speak to him again.
Sure, I will do my best to get hold of him. But when I spoke to him earlier on, he had only just arrived to set up store, and so he could not just leave the store and join us for the interview. As I speak to you now, I can see him from where I'm standing, and he's busy setting up. His assistant is not available to help him, otherwise he would have joined us. But surely, I can tell you what joy he expressed. Especially about the fact that on the same day he spoke to us, that same day the municipal assembly got to work. Remember also that because the rubbish was there, men and women who work for rubbish collection agencies such as Zoom Lion were also depositing theirs there. But at least they're no longer doing that, and the good work has been done. And so either way, take it or leave it, I think the assembly as well as the municipal chief executive needs commending, and that's what we're doing for them this morning.
Thank you, Alan. Thank you. We're absolutely proud of this report. And that was our guy, Alan, and GTV. Keep an eye, we get results. The show is made possible. We're interactive on all our social media handles. We are streaming live on Facebook and YouTube as the Ghana Broadcasting Corporation, on Twitter as the GBC Ghana, and on Instagram, GBC Online. The show is made possible by Awake Purified Water, Adonko Next Level Energy Drink, Shield Acrylic Paint, Lufat, Airtel Tigo responsible for the lifestyle segment, and Cheesy Pizza. And so we are going to be going to another location here in the capital. We are keeping an eye at the Kote Road is around the Teshi area. Well, this is also a revisit. When our team went there, Jay was on the ground, and when he went there, the road was riddled with lots of potholes and completely unmotorable. But we went there on the 22nd of October, and we are happy to report we get results or not. And so we are going to go shortly to Jay, and he's going to give us exactly what the place looks like a month after. You can send your comments on all the conversations and the discussions we've had so far to our WhatsApp number 05555610034 on all our social media handles using the hashtag GTV Breakfast. Remember that all our handles are verified, and so any content that you do share from there is a verified content from GBC. The hashtag again to follow is GTV Breakfast. And so while we wait for Jay to get on our screens, we're going to throw back to what exactly I'm talking about when we went there on the 22nd of September. And so here we go.
So much, Val. Good morning once again. Thank you for still watching this hashtag GTV Breakfast. Welcome to Keep an Eye. My name is Jay Gabra. This morning on Keep an Eye, we have a little information to give out there. So, you know, as you may well be aware by now, there's a major construction going on the main Accra-Tema Highway. Because of that construction, the construction workers have created a number of diversionary routes to ease congestion on that side due to the road work. And this is where I'm reporting from one of the major diversionary routes, which is the King Kroto Road, also known as Krobo 1. here in Teshi. Road users here who have been plying this route because they want to avoid the congestion on the main road, because owing to the nature of the road, it's pothole ridden. So because of that, they are complaining massively, because what happens is, using this road, it creates a lot of maintenance cost for them. Even the fact that they have to use it and go and pay for spare parts, and the fact that when they, for instance, if they go to a washing bay to wash their vehicles, it's creating those extra costs for them. From here, you can get to any number of destinations, including at the top there, you can even get to Lekma Hospital. So in case of emergencies, you can even use this route and get to places like that. So they are complaining they pay their roadworthy and all. And since they are doing the major road, if the authorities can come and have a look at this side as well for them, so that they don't leave them behind, it will help that situation. There are also a number of schools here, including the Lefka GHS 5, which is just ahead. And you realize that with the way the vehicles dodge the potholes,
Okay, so that was a report from the 22nd of September. Jay is at this exact same spot and he's bringing out results. Jay, good morning. What can you report?
All right, thank you so much, Valerie. So like you said earlier, on exactly a month ago, we were in this area to report on the road, which was riddled with potholes, creating a number of situations for road commuters who are using this place as a diversion to avoid the main road because of owing to the beach road expansion works, which is currently ongoing. It's a single lane carriageway and it's being transformed into a dual lane carriageway at the moment. So people use this side to avoid the traffic. And this morning, after our report, I'm happy to report the Assembly has been on their toes. The authorities have listened to us. They've stepped up, and then they have fixed all the potholes that riddled the road back in the day. So you see this morning, I don't know, you realize that they've patched up they've patched up everywhere, so commuters it's smooth sailing for commuters who are using the side. So I believe the Assembly listened and the local assembly stepped up, and so there are no extra costs for road commuters who use this side. There's complaints such as when cars are dodging the potholes, running into school children who are trying to cross the road as well. And I'd like to say the promo of dodge one, get one free is over. The commuters don't have to face that as well. So this is where they keep an eye. We're revisiting this morning the King Kote Road here in Teshi, and this is the situation at hand right now. The potholes have been fixed.
Thank you, Jay. And so this is really a proud moment for GTV. We get results. So I'm going to hand over to Cuff and his gentlemen. They're probably going to talk more on this. Cuff,
well, I feel like blowing you a kiss. Although you didn't
blow me, Hakacha.
Another one. So results are evident for everybody to see. Dr. Asai?
Yes, I think GTV, you are doing well.
Yeah.
I think I'll commend you highly. Continue. If you can, do same in other regions to really help us. The basic principle in governance and development is that anything that is monitored and supervised gets done. So my advice to officers in charge of monitoring and evaluation and supervision is that they should not be armchair leaders. They should get out there and monitor what people do. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Dr. Malta, I'll leave you the last word.
Kafui, GTV, you are doing wonderful work. In fact, my commendation goes to you, not to the MC. Why do I commend someone who is supposed to perform a specific task and didn't do it, reneged on doing it? And you, GTV, have to come out for them to do it before they have it done. Indeed, what my senior colleague just mentioned is true. If you don't monitor, if you don't supervise, things cannot get done. So the question is, why all this while? Are they saying that they are not in touch with the people? So suddenly, where did they get money to, fix the road? So you see, we have the resources. We have them there. But the problem, I always say, look, the problem, the caliber of people we have in the, you can have the best of system. Look, I've tasted the private sector and the public sector. The public sector had policies, but the people behind the policy, some of them, not all of them. Private sector doesn't invest so much in policies, but the people, in fact, you are motivated by the sanctions to do things right.
So we need the best of the policies from the public with the best of the energy and vim from the private to make it happen.
I'm telling you, where are the sanitation officers? Look, it's appalling. The thing.
Yeah, they cleared it.
It's been cleared. So you see, are these people on salary? Chairman?
They are.
So what do they do?
Yeah.
What do they do? That's the question. And we'll leave it on that rhetorical question from Dr. John Koku Mensah Mauto, Dean, School of Graduate Studies at UPSA. And he was joined by Dr. Eric Odro, assigned governance expert, Director General, Internal Audit Agency. I have good news for you. UPSA have sent in their third quarter
yes,
report.
yeah.
Congratulations. You are getting results, sir.
I'm getting results.
Yes. And I'm just ending on a nice NSMQ note, because underdogs have kicked out the big dogs.
Yeah.
And so for the semifinals, these are the schools. If your school is mentioned, clap for your school. Chemu SHS, Keta SHS, Wesley Girls High School, Tamale SHS, Legon Presec Legon.
Yes, you know
that's your school.
We are winning.
You're going for number 7.
We're winning. Number 7.
Pesco St. Peter's, Prempeh College, Opogowari, OWAS, and KNUST SHS. These are the semi-finalists for this year's National Science and Maths quiz. For those of you who went to our disco, sorry, Augustus, sorry, Achimota, I want to hide even. Achimota, I want to hide. Can I come out now?
You can.
Can I come out
you
now?
Can.
Achimota, oh Charlie, we don't see top. Pope John's, Accra Academy, all of them are missing. But congratulations to these schools. They're doing a great job. Yeah. And we made the best team win. All right? Okay. I'm ending with messages from all of you who have been sending me messages on 055-556-1034. More wins, Pesco, says Kelvin from Kwewu in Prayesu. And he says, St. Peter's Senior High School is my selected senior high school. Thank you very much. So we got a BEC graduate watching us on the show. They're all at home. They have a lot of time now, so they can watch the show. And so we have Israel watching us from Accra. He says, there's a big problem at Kaswa, and you would like us to keep an eye on it. We shall definitely come over and do this, that. You're doing a great job, says Frederick from Kaswa. And he said, please, will it be read on TV? And I responded, right now. So right now, I'm sure Frederick is quite excited. It has happened for him. Good morning, GTV. Good morning. I live in Kwabenya. I don't think we have an MP who is supposed to be the Honorable Adjoa Safo. I don't think we even have a deputy. There are no deputy MPs. It's only one MP. Please, correct me if I'm wrong. You're wrong. No deputy MPs. You do have an MP. You may not see her, but she is there. Good morning. It says, please visit our area when you are out and about. We could do with the exposure. And definitely we'll be in touch with you. And finally, I want to end with a couple of messages here. Hi, MPs must be given office space in the district assemblies. We got that. And tax. The focus of government on taxes, as if taxation is the only source of income, is mind degrading. What are the other sources of income apart from taxes?
What's tax?
This is tax. There are many potential great sources of income that the government can tap into. Mr. Baumia, whilst in opposition, said that when incessant taxation of the poor was not the right way to raise public revenue. We'll have a conversation on taxes and creative ways of getting money, digital money from people who are working online, using just their brains and their laptops as their office space, but still making a lot of money. So thank you, gentlemen. It's been a wonderful conversation. Still to come, we are looking at the Northern Ghana Development Summit. We're also looking at an alternative mentorship for teenage girls. And the former girls, now lovely ladies, Thelma and Valerie, will take it over. And this is me, a former boy, now a man, taking a quick break to go and have some breakfast. All right? So see you soon. Don't go anywhere.
Live from GBC Studio 1, this is The Breakfast Show.
Ghana Development Summit 2021 is here. Theme: Accelerating Development Through Investments, Partnership Mobilization, Peace and Job Creation. Special guest of honor, His Excellency Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Baumia. Guest speaker, Dr. Mohammed Ibn Chambers. Date: 24th to 26th November. 24th Investment Forum, showcasing investment opportunities and business potentials.
Coming live from the capital, this is the Breakfast Show. Live from GBC Studio 1, this is the Breakfast Show. Live from GBC Studio 1, this is the Breakfast Show. Live from GBC Studio 1, this is the Breakfast Show. Live from GBC Studio 1, this is the Breakfast Show. Live from GBC Studio 1, this is the Breakfast Show. Coming live from the capital, this is the Breakfast Show. Coming live from the capital, this is the Breakfast Show. Coming live from the capital, this is the Breakfast Show. Coming live from the capital, this is the Breakfast Show. Coming live from the capital, this is the Breakfast Show. Coming live from the capital, this is the Breakfast Show. Coming live from the capital. Coming live from the capital, this is the Breakfast Show. Coming live from the capital.
Good morning and thanks for joining us. We're still live from Studio 1, Ghana Broadcasting Corporation in Accra. This is GTV Breakfast, brought to you proudly in partnership with Awake Purified Mineral Water, Shield Acrylic Paint and Adonko Next Level Energy Drink. We are settling down into this shinwag on stool lands and how it relates to the new Lands Act. So the Office of the Administrator of Stool Lands Act 1994 Act 481 was passed to actualize the establishment of the office, and subsequently in 1996 the first administrator of stool lands was appointed and the office began operation. The purpose of the office is to enhance stool land revenue mobilization and disbursement to facilitate sustainable development and efficient management of stool lands for the benefit of present and future generations. However, there have been several controversies with how stool lands are managed and how revenue generated are dispersed. So this morning at the table, to help us understand some of those issues a bit better, I've been joined by surveyor Mrs. Mameama Edumaze Aqua, and she is the administrator of stool lands, and she joins us at the table. Mrs. Edumaze Aqua, thank you so much for being here. When we talk about stool lands, chieftaincy immediately comes to my mind. Is it the lands that belong to chiefs?
Thank you and good morning. Before I start, I want to say a very good morning to all my staff.
Okay.
And to say a big thank you to them for their support and contribution over the years. I also want to say thank you to our stakeholders, that is Nananum, the district assemblies, and all who work together with us. And of course, to say thank you to GBC for bringing me here this morning.
The thanks came first. Okay.
Yes, and you are right. When we talk about stool lands, it relates to the ownership, the way in which the interest in the land is held. So that basically in Ghana, we have what we call customary lands and then what we call state or public lands. So you see that the name, the ownership determines the name. So when we talk about stool lands, we are talking about lands that are controlled by stools, by our chiefs, by the traditional authorities. And the same thing when we talk about skin lands, it means that we are referring to lands up north where we refer to our traditional authorities as sitting on the skin. And then we also have clan lands that belongs to particular clans. We have company lands. We even have individual and private lands. So those are what we call the customary lands. And then when we talk about public lands, we're talking about lands that have been acquired by the government or are vested in government. They are most of the time stool lands, but then government manages it on behalf of the various stools.
So we are talking about land that is privately held. Is that what you're saying?
No, land that is held communally and it's in the state. I mean, it's in the stool. The ownership or the, let me say, the management is in the stool or in the chief, as we normally would say.
So why is government interested in managing stool lands if government does not own the land and it is held in trust by chiefs on behalf of communities, clans, and skins?
Government is interested in managing these lands because of more or less the revenue that comes out of these lands that is supposed to be owned by the entire community. And so government sorts of tries to streamline how this revenue is used in terms of development, in terms of the community having access to the revenue that comes out of the land that belongs to them.
And how does the Office of the Administrator of Stool Lands do this specifically?
Okay, thank you. The Administrator of Stool Lands, our mandate is to collect the revenue that accrues to the stools and the skins. And then this revenue is disbursed back to them. So as I said earlier, the land belongs to all of us, but it is the chief or the stool, the traditional authority, that is the fiduciary owner. He's looking after it, he's the agent taking care of it. But when you go for land, you pay rent because it is a lease. Normally in Ghana, we say that I have bought land. Unfortunately, we do not buy land in Ghana, but that is the balance that everybody knows. Everybody says, I'm buying land. Land in Ghana is not bought. You pay for the interest in the land. The interest could be a freehold, which no longer exists as per the 1992 Constitution. The interest is a leasehold, or you are a tenant. That is, when you go to the farming communities, the Busa and the Ebunu customs, they are tenants. But normally it is a leasehold interest, which is given to you for a period of time. And so it is the interest in the land that you're paying for. And that money that you have paid belongs to the whole community, because the land is for those of us who are alive, those who have died and gone, and our children who are yet to come. But somebody has to manage the revenue. Somebody has to be responsible for what the money is to be used for. And so government over the years, having seen how the revenue is being used, decided to create an office that would be able to oversee the resources and disburse them. That is where the office comes in. So when we mobilize this revenue, we are mandated by the Constitution to disburse it per a certain ratio, so that as an office we take 10% of the whole, and then we make the 90% again 100%. That 100%, we give 55% to the district assemblies to develop the communities and the areas where the money is coming from. And then we give 45. The 45 is 20 to the traditional authority and 25 to the stool. We say in maintenance to the keeping. When we say in maintenance in keeping of the status, it means that Nana has to buy a new umbrella. Nana has to buy a new cloth. When Nana sits as a traditional council, they have to have some refreshment, and the chiefs will have to be, they need to feel that they are responsible for taking care. So that 45%, which is 20 and 25, is given to them. And then the 55 goes to the district assembly for development.
So I just want to bring this all home. If there's a piece of land, say in the Amasaman area, what's the relationship between the Office of the Administrator of Stool Land and that piece of land? I just want to make it all really, really clear to
what it means is that
hearing this for the first time.
When the piece of land, when the person who's going for a lease, he or she is giving an indenture. And in the indenture, it is stated. Unfortunately for most of us, when we want to buy land, our whole idea is I'm buying land. They give us the indenture, which is the title to the land, that paper that we are giving, and we don't even read it. But it is stated there that pay ground rent of so much money. Sometimes they do write to the administrator of stool lands. Sometimes they don't. But then we all know that it should go to the administrator of stool lands. So on an annual basis, you would have to find the office closest to you, which we have a lot of district offices in the country, about 110 or 105 of them. And then you pay your rent. This money, we accumulate it, and on a quarterly basis, we give to the respective owners.
Ground rent.
Ground rent.
Okay, some people are hearing this for the first time. You can join this conversation by sending your questions and suggestions across to us on our WhatsApp number 055-5561-034, because we really need to understand this bit of it. There's ground rent and there is property rate.
Yes.
We usually get these terms confused. We think one is the other. Clarify them for us.
Thank you. Ground rent, as the name suggests, relates to the land, the ground. So when you lease the land, I don't want to say buy, because I'm advocating that we shouldn't say buy. So when you have taken a leasehold of the land, you are giving a lease. That relates to the land. On an annual basis, you pay a percentage amount, which is about 1% or something of the value of the land. And that is what we call ground rent. This is what is paid to the office of the administrator of stool lands.
So if you bought the land for 10,000 Ghana cedis, you pay 1% of 10,000.
Something close to that. So let's say about 100 Ghana cedis every year. So you see that is not much. So you could pay beginning of the year, you could pay by installment, or you could pay the whole amount. This is what you pay to our office. And the 100 that you have paid, we take 10 cedis and then we disburse the 90 to the district assemblies and the chiefs. That is the ground rent. Now the property rate is when you have developed the land, built a house, built a factory, built a commercial property on it. Then a valuation is taken of the value of the development on the land, the property that you have put on the land. Out of that valuation, a rate is imposed on you. That rate is what we call the property rate. So that is dependent on the property. So you could have bought land and not developed it. You will not pay property rate. But once you get the land, you have to pay your ground rent.
I'm quite fascinated by this concept, because a lot of people do not know that it is a requirement.
It is.
So the office of the administrator of stool lands, do you go around collecting this ground rent, or how have people usually paid, and are they paying?
Yes, they are. Thank you. Our work is such that we do not sit in the office, even though it's done in the regions. When you go to our regions, we have districts in the interior. I mean, you'll be surprised. We have offices in areas like Jaboso, Imbia, where our officers use motorbikes, they walk, and all kinds of things to get to the cocoa farms. Can you imagine going to the western region, going to the cocoa farms?
So you're getting money, or you're supposed to be getting money on every parcel of land.
Exactly. So we take from ground tax, in the residential areas, we take the ground rent. In the farms, we take what we call farm rent or farm tributes. And this we take per acre of land. So on every acre, we take about 20 to 30 cedis a year. It's not much, you see, a year. And we go to the hinterlands. We are riding motors, we are walking, crossing streams and rivers just to go and collect these monies.
What challenges do you encounter in this venture?
Logistics, security, the risk that our workers are exposed to. You know, in the cocoa growing areas, the incidents of armed robbers, once you are identified as a revenue collector, can you imagine the risk? And then people walking every day. Every year we need to buy them Wellington boots because it rains. We need to buy them raincoats because they are walking through the rain and sunshine to go and collect these monies. We need to buy them motorbikes, jungle motorbikes, to traverse all these areas. And that is the kind of work that we do. For those of us in the cities, we knock on doors. We call it door to door. We take an area. Let's say in this week we are at Adenta, and our staff will knock on doors, educating the people, and at the same time, if you are prepared and ready, we take the rent. But the good thing is that we have district offices. In Accra here, we have about 8 of them. We have our regional office, which is sited within the Lands Commission at cantonments. We have an office at Amamole, we have one at Amasaman, we have one at Nungwa, we have one at Dodowa, all over. So we have one at Medina. So if you are coming from Medina, you don't have to come all the way to cantonments to come and pay your rent. You stop at Medina and you pay. You can pay at Amasaman and all over. And when you pay, what we need from you is to tell us that, oh, maybe I'm paying at Adenta, but I live maybe at Oyarifa. And then we will identify and give the rent to whoever it's supposed to go to.
How do you even determine how much someone paid for a piece of land in order to determine how much ground rent they should pay?
We have the calculations. As I said, that is a percentage. So we look at the value. We do this together with the land valuation division.
Because I'm guessing, and maybe this is me just being pessimistic, that no one would tell, or very few people would tell you the right amount they paid for their land if they knew that a percentage of that money was going to be charged them as ground rent.
That is true, and so we review the rents from time to time so that we can get the rent to be economical. But then what we do is that we do this work together with the land valuation division of the Lands Commission, where the land values are given to us, and then we work the percentages that are supposed to be the ground rents. We do this annually, and every 3 years we review our rents. If it's residential, if it's commercial, every 5 years we review the rent so that you don't have to be paying, let's say, 10 cedis all the time. The rents are reviewed.
So when a person walks to you and says, I own a piece of land at Jamestown, or my house is at Jamestown, do you then use the general valuation from the valuation, your experts from the valuation side, that, oh, probably a residential property in Jamestown would cost X amount of money, and then take it? Or do you rely on the person coming to make the payment to submit documents to say, this is how much I paid for the piece of land, and so based on that you strike
initially, the expectation is that when the person takes the land initially, the rent would have been quoted in the document. However, when that is not done, as I said, we deal with the land. So we look at the land value. We don't look at the property. We look at the land value and the size. So it is the size of the land that determines how much you're going to pay. So if it's one plot, you pay, that which is for one plot. If it's two plots, so we look at the size of the land and the general value of the lands in that area, and then we do a calculation and tell you that is if it is not in your document.
And how do you ensure transparency and accountability? And I ask this not only of the revenues that you've already collected, but even in the collection process, your people who go out, I'm guessing they may not have an easy time of things.
It's not easy, but we are audited. You know, we have an internal auditor, we have external auditors coming to us. And so if you take the money, you up it to PayPal, you pay for it. So, we are on them. And the officers also supervise. We have cash books that on the quarterly, because they do returns on a monthly basis. So before you do your returns, all these things are checked. Your cash book is checked against your receipts and all that before even the internal and external auditors coming. And to our stakeholders, we give them statements 2 times in a year. So every January, we are out there giving statements which records every CD that we have taken for you, and then in July we also send statements to them. To the district assemblies, they are also audited. We also go around and see that the money that you said you're going to use for developments have been used as you said you would do. So these are some of the things that we do.
Here's a message. Madam, please repeat the ground rent and property rate agenda once again. Let the whole world know that ground rent for the Stu Lands office. Hammer that point for me. I'm guessing this person works at the administrator for Stu Lands because they want people to understand so that when they knock on the door and say we are here to collect ground rent, then people will understand. I just want to ask, I'll let you reiterate the point about the charge once again, but do you have a say in how the assemblies disperse the funds? Because it's a large percentage that you are collecting and giving to towards development activities in the communities.
Initially, we did not. Because our law was, but now we are even in the process of preparing guidelines together with them, which will state exactly the percentage of the money that you're supposed to do. But initially we were not, because what was happening was that the assemblies were supposed to show us their developmental projects and let us approve before the monies were released to them. But then they started complaining that it took a bit of time for the money to be released. So now what we do is that if you tell us, and before an assembly can decide on a development, it would have been agreed at the assembly level by all of them. So once you tell us that, for example, you're doing a school, we keep inspecting and monitoring until the school is finished. That's what we do. But the money that is used is audited by the external auditors.
Here's another one. What's the role of the Office of the Administrator of Stu Lands in the New Land Act?
In the New Land Act, we are supposed to do customary land secretariats together with the Lands Commission. Customary land secretariats are like any other secretariat attached to a traditional authority that is responsible for recording all the land transactions that take place on the land that is attached to the traditional authority. Between 2003 to 2018, the land administration project was done by the Ministry of Lands, and our office was responsible for the Kasmi Land Secretariat. So at that time, we were able to establish about 80 of them. And government realized that those that were established, before that we had some, like if you come to Accra, we have one in Bawi. We have that of Otumfo. We have the
family. I think I've seen
one,
that.
exactly. Then we have the one for Chebi. And these were functioning. So we realized that in those areas, the incidence of double ownership and land guards was very limited. And so government felt that it was a good thing. And so government now adapted it and made it legal. And it's now in the Land Act that our office, together with the Lands Commission, is to see to that every traditional authority that has land should have a Kasmi Land Secretariat. So we are on it. But before, we were bringing it to you, but now you would have to come to the office and tell us that I'm ready, I have an office here, can you assist me putting the infrastructure, tell me what I'm supposed to do, and then we will come and train you, putting all the necessary things, and then you are ready to go.
Madam, what would be your final comments? Convince us why it is absolutely essential that we cooperate with the Office of the Administrator of Stool Lands in the discharge of its duties and to pay ground rent. Okay. Final comment.
Just before, I don't know if we have some pictures of some developments. I don't know if you have them. Perhaps if you show them, then I would talk about it so that people understand.
Okay,
you know,
a quick one
most
then.
of the time people are like, why should I pay? You should pay because that is what we are using. A bridge here, what do you call it, tarring the road there, roofing a school there, is all coming out of our money. Can you imagine if all of us paid our ground rent, 10 cedis even per annum? That would be a huge sum of money, and our district assemblies would then have enough money.
We're seeing some of the projects
exactly
that
because we are always complaining government is not doing this. Government alone cannot do it. But if we pay these monies, our district assemblies would then have all these things have been done with stool land revenue. All these things have been done. So I mean, water project here, a borehole there, putting a small bridge there, a culvert there. If you and I pay, then our district assemblies will have enough money to develop our communities for us.
So the little drops of water that make the mighty ocean of revenue that we can rely on to attend to some of these things.
Exactly.
Build schools, provide water, improve sanitation facilities across the country. I think I have got that message spot on. I believe that you also have as well. Surveyor Mrs. Mamiama Edumaze Akwa is the administrator of Stool Lands, and she's been talking to us about the office and what they do, advocating for all of us to pay ground rent, a percentage of what you paid for the piece of land. So not your property is different from property rate. Property rate is after you've developed the land into a commercial or domestic property, and then that is valued and you pay a certain percentage on it as a rate. But ground rate is just for the piece of land, for your leasing of that piece of land. She's just educated as that we don't buy lands in Ghana. We just hold it in trust for a period. So find out where the nearest administrator of Stool Lands office is near you and pay your ground rent. Mrs. Mamiama Edumaze Akwa, thank you
Thank
so
you very much for having
GTV
me.
Breakfast returns shortly after this break. Stay with us.
This is the Breakfast Show. Coming live from the capital. This is the Breakfast Show. Coming live from the capital. This is the Breakfast Show. Coming live from the capital. This is the Breakfast Show. Coming live from the capital. This is the Breakfast Show. Coming live from the capital. This is the Breakfast Show. Coming live from the capital. This is the Breakfast Show. Coming live from the capital. This is the Breakfast Show. Live from GBC Studio One. This is the Breakfast Show. Live from GBC Studio One. This is the Breakfast Show. Live from GBC Studio One. This is the Breakfast Show. Live from GBC Studio One. This is the Breakfast Show. Live from GBC Studio One. This is the Breakfast Show. Live from GBC Studio One. This is the Breakfast Show. Live from GBC Studio One. This is the Breakfast Show. Live from GBC Studio One. This is the Breakfast Show. Live from GBC Studio One. This is the Breakfast Show. Live from GBC Breakfast Show. Live from GBC Studio One. This is the Breakfast Show. Live from GBC Studio One. This is the Breakfast Show.
Let's do this. 1, 2, 3.
This is the Breakfast Show. Live from GBC Studio One. This is the Breakfast Show. Live from GBC Studio One. This is the Breakfast Show. Live from GBC Studio One. This is the Breakfast Show. Live from GBC Studio One. This is the Breakfast Show. Live from GBC Studio One. This is the Breakfast Show. Live from GBC Studio One. This is the Breakfast Show. Live from GBC Studio One. This is the Breakfast Show. Live from GBC Studio One. This is the Breakfast Show. Live from GBC Studio One. This is the Breakfast Show. Live from GBC Studio 1, this is the Breakfast Show. Live from GBC Studio 1, this is the Breakfast Show.
We are still live on GTV Breakfast, and we are traveling up north. The Northern Ghana Development Summit is about to go live, and we've been talking to some of the stakeholders. Last week we spoke to Star Ghana and the NDA about what the plan is for the summit. We are back to do a part 2 of that conversation, and we've been told the annual convening brings together state and non-state actors, including institutions and individuals, onto one big non-partisan platform to assess, discuss and recommend actions to accelerate the progress of development of Northern Ghana and to address the issues of disparities in development between the North and the South. At the table this morning, I've been joined by Eunice Agbenyanzi, Programs Manager, Star Ghana Foundation. Welcome back, Eunice.
Thank you very much.
So glad to have you once again.
My pleasure.
So
Thank you.
since we spoke on Thursday, I'm sure that you've gone a step further in putting all this together. What's the latest on the upcoming summit?
All right. Thank you, Thelma, for having me, and good morning to your viewers and listeners. We are ready for the event, which is coming off tomorrow, 24th, and ending on 25th. As we indicated, the Northern Ghana Development Summit, it's a platform that brings together diverse stakeholders to assess development in the North, and also to come up with recommendations and strategies that would accelerate the progress of development. And we are all set, let me say again. We are honored to receive the confirmation of the attendance of the Vice President. We also are going to receive a keynote address by Dr. Ibn Chambers, and we have put together professionals in the academic, professionals in civil society, government officials, to have very honest conversation about partnerships and strategies towards Northern Ghana development.
Okay, so you are expecting a range of guests, and preparations are going well from what you're saying. If it's an issue about developing the northern regions of Ghana, I wonder how involved the other regions are in this conversation.
Right, so we have 5 regions in northern Ghana. So we have the northern region, we have Savannah, we have northeast, we have upper west, and we have upper east. And so when we say northern Ghana, we are looking at all of these regions, and the preparation has involved all of the regional coordinating councils led by the regional ministers. Let me mention that the Upper West is hosting the event, which is happening in Jirapa, and so we could say that the Northern Ghana Development Summit 2021 is under the auspices of the regional minister of Upper West, but that is happening in close collaboration with all the other regions and the regional ministers, the coordinating councils, and other stakeholders. So
the local people, do they also have a call or a voice in all this?
Absolutely, and thank you very much, Thelma, for bringing that up, because we are always challenged to move these conversations from, in quotes, an elitist, platform to an ordinary platform that, draws in the voices of the people. And as we speak currently, there's a youth summit that is happening, and it's bringing young people from all over northern Ghana in preparation to present inputs into the summit. And so this is one platform that is drawing in ordinary people.
There are lots of conversations around participation, and so what opportunities would
the local people from the regions seek to benefit or are available for them to benefit from in this development summit?
Sure. So in addition to the youth summit that is happening, we are also inviting traditional authorities. We are inviting members of district assemblies, and assembly members, district assembly officials are also representatives of the communities. They are close to the communities. They know of communities' issues and can represent these issues at the summit. Because of COVID and also because of resources, we are not able to bring together everybody. It's almost impractical to do that. And so for the in-person, we expect about 200 people that will be gathered at the venue. But we've also made provisions for virtual participation through many platforms, and we are working and have received support of community radios to disseminate the summit as it's happening. And so we expect that the participation will go beyond the in-person to large numbers through these platforms.
And there are businesses who want to take advantage of some of the conversations and discussions that will be held at the summit to determine where they want to take a step into, or which area they want to get into. So tell us a bit about the business forum so that that community can prepare ahead of the Northern Development Summit.
Okay. So we have we call it the investment forum, and the investment forum actually seeks to, pitch catalytic projects in diverse sectors. We are looking at agriculture, the entire value chain. We are looking at tourism, and we are looking at infrastructure and also services. We have worked with, investors that have expressed interest to be part of the forum, and these investors include both public-private investors as well as foreign investors. We also have local exhibitors. So we have gone through a process of registering exhibitors for the forum. We have gone through a process of identifying the different segments of the forum and which investors would be in those conversations. One of the things we want to do, and which would be a game changer, is to conclude the investment forum with business deals. Many times people attend business forums or investment forums, and they go away with a lot of questions. How do we take up these opportunities? Who do we speak with? How do we get back, and all of that? So we are creating opportunities for the Northern Development Authority, the GIPC, and all other business-related entities that will be there to support these investors with practical information so that the follow-ons would be easier.
So as you're roping in, or you are courting new businesses, the attentions of new businesses, what success stories will you have to share so that those who are watching you, who may be considering it, will know that others have done it, have benefited X, Y, Z, and they can also get on board?
Great. So one of the segments in the investment forum is the testimonials, where we know that there are challenges with doing business in Ghana, let alone northern Ghana. But we know that a lot of businesses have achieved breakthroughs. So
through the summit?
Not through the summit.
Okay.
Through other interventions facilitated by Northern Development Authority, by GIPC, and all of that. And so we are inviting some of these businesses, because many of the investors that we are expecting at this forum may be going into the region even for the first time. We want them to hear the success story so they can be encouraged. We don't want to have the forum, characterized by challenges to drive away interest. And so we are going to receive testimonials. We know that some of our partners who are going to be part of the forum have worked with women groups, and we are going to receive a testimonial from a woman who has started as a farmer and is owning large enterprises of a farming business. So we hope that these testimonials would encourage investors. This is the first time we are having an investment forum, and so we are not able to look back and say what has been the difference to the business development in northern Ghana.
But Northern Development Summit, the third year, it's happening, and I'm sure that surely the first two had some achievables that you would like to talk about.
Yes, exactly. You know, northern Ghana has been confronted with the problem of perennial floods every year. So it's a predictable situation. Properties are lost, lives are lost, and it causes a lot of disruptions. And so in the 2019 and the 2020 summit, a lot of focus was given to dealing with the issue of flooding in the north. And through the influencing actions, you know, that emerged from the summit, we have worked with the government, and I'm sure you would be aware that the sword has been cut for the Paolugu multi-purpose dam, which would, you know, first of all, deal with the issue of the flooding in a way, and also would provide irrigation for huge tracts of lands. It's estimated at 100,000 acres of farmlands. But the dam is also expected to open up small businesses around the area. So that is one direct impact from the previous summit. There's also the issue about security, conflict resolution in northern Ghana, and the last time we were here we talked a lot more about that. And so from the summit, one of the things that Star Ghana Foundation has done together with the Northern Development Authority is to come up with a tool we call Roadmap for Peace and Development in northern Ghana. So a framework that, you know, organizes different actors that are working in northern Ghana to ensure that first we limit or avoid duplication. Second, we complement competences to leverage on actions for accelerated development. So those two are direct impacts from the previous summit. And so it's not only, you know, coming together to talk and go our way and not do anything. There are actions that require follow-up, and that is why we are happy that the Northern Development Authority is taking a central role in organizing the summit. It was one of the recommendations that such an initiative should be owned by a public sector organization, and the Northern Development Authority is the best placed, given its mandate, to coordinate such conversations, to link up all partnerships to deal with the issues that come up from the summit in a more organized and transparent and accountable way.
Right. So you've dealt with the issue of flooding as a consequence of previous summit, and also conflict resolution, promoting peace and development in the north. What are your expectations for this third summit then?
So we are going into the 2021 summit against the backdrop of one, rising inequalities. That's one. And so when we talk about rising inequalities, we are looking at issues around social services and distribution of such services. We are looking at issues around infrastructure gaps. We are also going into the summit with the understanding of the, you know, the threats to peace to security in the sub-region and the implications for northern Ghana based on its location within the Sahel. We are also going into the summit knowing the impact that COVID has had on access to services, health, education, but also on livelihoods. And so these issues would be at the center of our discussion. So we are looking at, for example, the state of health and education delivery in northern Ghana, looking at inequalities in access, inequalities in quality, and therefore the outcomes. What drastic measures should we, as different stakeholders, public sector, private sector, civil society, take up to address these issues? We are going to be looking at the roadmap for peace and sustainable development, which Star Ghana facilitated to develop, and ask ourselves, how do we deal with this eminent, threats? Burkina Faso before 2016 didn't have the challenge of addressing extremist activities, and so it's nothing for us to play around. And we do know the conditions, that can be exploited. Conditions around poverty, inequalities, disparities can be exploited for violent extremist activities. And so we are going to be having a lot of, first of all, we have developed technical papers as input into the conversations. And as I said the last time, we know a lot of the problems. What we should do differently is, one, mapping out strategies and also building partnerships around those strategies. We know that it would cost money, and money can come from government, money can come from even citizens, because we should be looking more and more at how citizens can support through philanthropy to address some of these issues.
Okay. And
Money
what
that will
would
also come from private sector. So from all sources to address the recommendations that would be coming from the
I was going to ask about the follow-up plans that you may have, and then perhaps reiterate for us once again where the summit is happening and then the timeline. So follow-up plans, and then tell us where it's happening, how people can participate.
All right, so right at the summit, we would issue a communique, and basically the communique would be detailing the resolutions or the proposals that we are going away with. So that's one area of disseminating. The other is that we plan to have business meetings, first with the heads of corporation, and in the 2019 summit, after that, we had a meeting with the vice president on the proposals that came up and how government could support. And so we plan to have business meetings with all of these stakeholders. And NDA is establishing a secretariat that would work with the partners to follow up on this action, so that we are accounting for the result, or accounting for the recommendations that have come up for us to work on. So the summit would happen on the 24th and 25th, which is tomorrow, Wednesday and Thursday, at Jirapa in the Upper West region. It's taking place at the Royal Cozy Hotel, also called Jirapa, Dubai. So for the in-person, that is where it would happen. But we would also be live throughout the process on many platforms, Zoom, on our social media platform. All the partners to the summit would be streaming live on their social media platforms. And so we encourage people from the north to be active in this conversation. We encourage friends of the north to be part of these conversations, because we do understand that if northern Ghana develops, Ghana's development is much better and inclusive.
Thank you so much, Eunice, for joining us. Eunice Agbenyanzi is the programs manager of Star Ghana Foundation. Thank you, ma'am, for coming. She's been talking to us about the Northern Ghana Development Summit, which comes on the 24th and 25th of November at the Drapa in the Upper West region, specifically the Royal Cozy Hotel, aka Drapa, Dubai. We are told it will stream live across the social media platforms of all the partners. So Star Ghana, NDA, and all the partners that are, we understand the Vice President will be there, and other academics will be sharing their expertise on the opportunities that exist for development of the North, so that the disparities and the gaps in development will be mended. And so that's what that summit is about. So many expectations to feed into rising inequalities, to improve social service distribution, and then to block the infrastructural gaps, as well as address the threats to security in the Sahel sub-region, even in the midst of COVID-19. So Star Ghana is a key partner in that Northern Ghana Development Summit, and will be following the proceedings closely and keep you posted on what the resolutions are from that meeting. Thank you for joining this conversation. Airtel Tigo is gearing up to fly high with Valerie, who is on the yellow couch, to have a conversation on teenage development. We'll be right back. The hashtag is GTV Breakfast.
Live from GBC Studio 1, this is the Breakfast Show. Live from GBC Studio 1, this is the Breakfast Show. Live from GBC Studio 1, this is the Breakfast Show. Live from GBC Studio 1, this is the Breakfast Show. Live from